Hi everybody, welcome to the channel. My name is Karsh the Goblin, this is the Goblin Cave, and just moving the sound down a little bit. Welcome, we are back, we have another episode with our crazy Goblin cast, and we have a new cast member today, which is really great, which does also mean that we are saying goodbye to Nick, who has been with us for a long time. Nick has been with us since about halfway through our Waterdeep campaign. They have been amazing, super creative. They're still around in our forums. They're still going to be doing artwork for us and commissions like that. But unfortunately, work has taken its toll. Well, work's getting busier and they've had to step back from the role-playing side of things. But we do love you, Nick. You've been amazing. Thank you for all your support and all your time and all your creativeness. Now, the other thing I need to speak about is the Generosity campaign. If you can see above me, we are supporting the Generosity Appeal. Generosity are a pop-up charity, legitimate charity who works with streamers to essentially raise money for people in need, and the current campaign is for the bushfire appeal. In Australia, we've been having insane bushfires this summer, and it's just really been ongoing for upwards of 6 months. So the appeal is to raise money for the New South Wales and the Victorian fire brigades. The money goes to a good cause. Every donation above $2 is tax deductible. The donations are in Australian money, so if you're from America and you want to donate, even better, because it's either cheaper for you or you're donating more than you think, because we really need that support and our firefighters need the support. There are currently, in New South Wales, my state, a total of 105 fires currently burning, which that sounds like a lot, but it was over 170, so it has gone down, but the people still need support. So you can support the campaign and also the characters and cast members by donating $10 to give a reroll to the players, or a $20 for an automatic success on a roll, and that can be used by the players, any of the players at any time, and it's going to really help out with the campaign as well. Don't donate to me, donate with the link down below. If you're watching this on YouTube, the campaign may be over, but I'll also put the Generosity links in YouTube as well, because it absolutely is needed. But as I said, don't donate bits, donate to the proper Generosity campaign, not to the channel, not this week. That said, we're currently at $15,232 out of 20,000. Ashley Hull, 1,500 donation is the biggest donation. That's massive, that's amazing. And yeah, the big push is this weekend, where they're doing a 36-hour live in-person stream at Audio Technica in Sydney. There's also satellite events going on in Melbourne and I believe also in Brisbane for additional fundraisers. So thank you for your donations in advance. Please help the campaign. Please help those in need. So one last thing, bookkeeping is the audio that you're hearing is from Syrinscape. Syrinscape are not a sponsor. They just make amazing audio that we use because epic games require epic audio. Or epic sound, I think it's the tagline. So that's all me talking. So let's go to our cast members and go, hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello. Hi there.
So I was noticing when we went live that as soon as I say, okay, guys, we're live, everyone just stops. They're all muted, but they all just stop talking. And it goes quiet. It's just like, oh, wow. But now we're back. We're unmuted.
Spells.
I know, you've got spells.
Hello, everyone.
So we'll do our introductions, and we have Game Reaper Oz for the first time. You can do your introduction last, so you can have an idea of what everyone else is going to say. But Naf the Mighty, I'm really interested to see him play, because it's going to be a change for this group to actually have someone possibly competent at something they really need to do. I'm not saying people are not competent. I'm just saying the party's less competent than what they could be across the board. So we'll just see. So, Ursa May, would you like to do your introduction?
Hi there, I'm Ursa May, and I'm playing Screech, greatest bard ever. She has a fondness. It's a hobby for. She's a coin collector.
Other people's coins. Yes,
What's
other
your
people's
point?
coins. Yeah. Trent?
Hey, I'm Trent Monk, and I am playing Red, who is the party leader, and we'll see if that remains. When somebody stronger than him he will be very surprised.
Oh, I didn't think of that. Oh,
Yeah.
I did not think of that. That's right.
His entire dynamic with the party has been based on him being able to bully them. So I'm very curious how this will turn out.
Oh, I did
With
not
his
think
mighty
of that.
12 strength. Yeah.
Wow. No name? Wayward?
Hi, I'm No Name Wayward. I'm playing Flibs, the thief who can now do slightly more than explode by taking 220 gold from Red.
That sounds like a bribe, but it's just for spell copying. That's sounds really like dodgy and like maybe negotiable
It's
affection
entirely
style. But
legal.
It's totally legal and totally non-sensual. Like there's no payment for services. No. And lastly, we have our newest cast member and our newest character, Game Reaper.
Hello, I'm Game Reaper, and I'm playing Nap the Mighty. Clearly the brains of the group.
Knowing that stat, just double checking that stat. Yeah, no, you're actually about average for the group. Scarily, you're about average for the group. How low that is, you're still about average. Yep. So
And that's always fun when the party has that as an average.
Yep. So last week, in our last episode, our party members, our goblins, dealt with the curse on the lands and the menace, the skin saw murderer, who just so happened to be a noble, Aldon Foxglove, who seemed to somehow be, well, I say somehow, but seemed to have been quite enamoured with Screech, and that didn't go well. It was very one-sided and very... Well, it wasn't one-sided until maybe the fact that he was dead and cursed and all that bits and pieces. And didn't have enough money, was that about right?
Yeah, that's the main
Yeah.
issue.
Didn't have
Not
enough money. And that was why. Okay. So, with that going on, you went through the house and found an ancient basement, like an ancient cave, essentially, complex underneath, and broke into his laboratory and killed him. And also pissed off the house, which you also kind of figured out that the house and the building and the land was the Lich, as the phylactery was broken and the magic and the necromancy on the walls kind of indicated also why when you attacked the house, things went badly when you attacked the house. So you fled after looting everything as quickly as possible, including a chime of opening, which is very useful. So we'll go through a few things which you picked up. You picked up the chime of opening, which has 5 charges, which is really cool stuff. +1 leather armor, +1 wall razor, which is essentially a large blade, sharp blade. Ring of jumping, ring of protection +1. The stalker's mask that is, which has some interesting properties. You also picked up a silver key ring worth 10 gold. 2 keys on the ring. The larger of these 2, tarnished iron set with a round opal. A smaller key made of bronze. Sorry, all the smoke in the area is still having me coughing. The smaller key is made of bronze and has an unusually long tang, ending in a set of 3 notched blades. The head of the key resembles a roaring lion. So that's also been found. And the last thing that was found, which we didn't get to last week, but something I really wanted to get to, but I think it really works well having it now, is you also found, there was also a painting, which has been covered in a new version of painting with gizzards and innards and bits and pieces to look like Screech. The painting underneath seems to have been painted from inside of a house. You can see like a city in the window behind. And it may actually be worth something if you cleaned it off with all the gizzards, but I think Red wanted it whole for some reason. I don't know why. You also found a stack of erotic drawings of Screech. And I don't know who picked that up, but in those...
I did.
Okay.
I have plans.
You have plans to sell your erotic drawings of yourself? Trading cards?
Give them to nobles.
Oh.
Plant them on nobles as well.
That's really disturbing. Why do I give these people... Whoa, that's just wrong.
Blackmail!
Yeah. Okay. That's really
The
scary.
equivalent of sending a dick pic.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Also blackmail.
Also in this stack, you found a letter. And I'll give it to everyone to see. And there you go. So, because Ursula, you have the letter, you can read it. Handout 2.2-5.
Oh, handout
2-5.
I see 2 dash.
There
Oh,
it
there it
is.
is.
Yep, just came up.
Okay.
Aldern, you have served us quite well. The delivery you harvested from the caverns far exceeds what I have hoped for. You may consider your debt to the brothers paid in full. Yet I still have need of you. When you awaken from your death, you should find your mind clear and able to understand this task more in the state you lie in as I write this. You shall remember the workings of the something
Behavior.
ritual. I trust you seem quite lucid at the time, but if you find after your rebirth that you have forgotten, return to your townhouse in something. My agent shall contact you there soon. No need for you to bother the brothers further. I will provide the list of your proper victims for the something ritual in 2 days' time. Commit that list to your memory and then destroy it before you begin your work. The ones I have selected must be marked before they die, otherwise they do my master no good and the greed in their souls will go to waste. If others get in your way, though, you may do with them as you please. Eat them, savage them, or turn them into pawns. It matters not to me. Zanisha, Mistress of the Seven.
There you go. So that was also found on your list of bits and pieces.
Boring.
Well, this seems interesting. It looks like our friend worked for somebody.
Not even in charge.
Okay.
I don't know what I was thinking.
So,
Do we know where Magnamar is?
no, you don't. You don't know the name. I don't think any of you would really know human towns or city names. You could probably. I'll let you do a check if you think if you can figure out a reason why you'd know. I'll let you do a check.
Can I think of a reason why I'd know? Not really.
Human,
Flips is trained
human
in
town or
every
city
single
names.
knowledge skill.
I know you've got every single knowledge skill, but why would
Read
Flips
it in
know?
a human book.
Hmm.
Well, we know lots of humans. One of them's gonna know.
So it's when you're trying to think of this. I think you're camped just outside the town, outside the house. Oh, a little bit away from the house, I think, because you didn't want to be near it. And it's about that time when you hear. Wouldn't be subtle, would it? I don't think it'd be subtle.
No.
No, lumbering lumbering down the road in the direction of the house. You see in the distance a large 7-foot creature lumbering towards you.
All right, let me take care of this. And I push everyone else aside.
This is all happening during the rituals and the identifiers and everything else that was going on.
I still have some potions. I drink an enlarged person.
So that brings you up to what, 6 foot?
Well, no, that's large size, so I'd be taller than 7 feet.
Okay.
Yeah, probably about 8 or 9.
So 8 or 9 feet. Red, are you heading down the path to meet this creature?
Yep. Well, not. No, I'm not. I would probably take a defensive posture. So I, pull out my bastard sword and just take like a defensive combat stance.
Like a none shall pass on the road.
And then I stand in the middle of the road. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. This can only go badly. Why do I do this? Why? Character introductions never work. So the 7-foot tall creature walks up, also seemingly armed, with something a bit larger than a bastard sword, but I think yours with the enlarged is about the same size as theirs. It's a goblinoid, but one of the larger versions.
Like a bugbear?
Like a bugbear. Like a furry, mangy bugbear.
All right. What's your business, bugbear?
Don't know. Lost.
You're lost. Yeah, I would say you're lost. Where's the rest of your tribe?
Kicked out.
Yeah? Huh. Can you fight?
Yes.
Huh. Well, what's your name?
Nap.
Nap? All right, it's your lucky day, Nap. I'm letting you into my tribe. I need someone who can fight.
Good, but Nap only work for those who solve Nap riddle. Not even Nap can solve it.
I'm smart. Tell me what it is.
What is 5 plus 8?
What is 5 plus 8? You must be thick.
Pa always said
13.
so.
It's 13, of course.
You must be smart, boss. I work
I
for you,
am.
boss.
I'm brilliant.
You smartestest.
All right, you're in, Nap. Hey, Pax, come over here. Meet your new sergeant, Sergeant Nap.
Why
Yeah,
does he
so-
get a higher rank than us?
Yeah, so
Well-
what you see is this big guy wearing a armor made out of pelts of varying animals sewn together quite poorly. On his head, he's wearing a bucket as a helmet, and he has a prominent underbite showing his sharp teeth that is currently in a big dopey grin.
He gets a higher rank than you because he is a higher rank of goblinoid than you. It goes hobgoblin, bugbear, goblin, and then everything else. And that puts you above the humans, but still below the bugbear. It all makes perfect sense.
Hmm. Hmm.
If boss says it, it must be right.
See? He's a good sergeant already.
I mean,
I like you, Nap.
My boss.
You're going to do well here.
Can you carry things?
Not very strong. I pick up Screech and put Screech on my shoulders.
This'll do.
Screech, you're not using our new sergeant as a mount.
But
Get
he's
off.
fine with it. But no, I just.
I know what you're
Listen, it's
thinking.
With aiming.
He's not a
He's-
human. He's not appropriate for a mount.
I don't like walking.
It
Not
would
only
also
here
help, though,
for-
with aiming.
At least a minute, and already not make friends.
Can he at least like carry stuff?
Stuff, of course.
I mean,
I-
we'd be able to walk faster if
But not
I
your
rode
stuff.
on him.
I'm going to teach you to march yet.
But it would go faster if I just rode on his shoulders.
I feel like you people are taking advantage of this fellow's lesser intelligence. So just says that as he looks up from his spell copying.
He's showing immediate obedience. That seems to make him more intelligent than anyone else I see here.
I'm not taking advantage. I just asked a question. I didn't ask to be picked up. That wasn't even what I was thinking.
All right, I put Screech down.
I'm just saying, I have short legs. You've told me that many times. I'm trying to eliminate that problem. See,
I've come to accept the shortcomings of the goblins. You should too. It's not your fault you belong to a lesser goblinoid race.
I'll show you lesser goblinoid race when I'm a queen.
Oh, and shouldn't I roll for my hit points?
We
Yeah.
all need to roll for hit points because
Yeah.
I believe everyone leveled up, or no, everyone didn't level up.
All right.
No, okay. Everyone didn't. Just nah.
We went up to level 6 last session.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I was
All right.
thinking.
Let's
So
see
rolling
how I
d4s.
do.
No, it's not d4s.
12. Would be very bad if it was D4s.
Yeah.
Barbarian
Could
with
be.
D4 HP.
Oh, nice.
So you got one in there, but a couple of tens even like really puts it up. And then
All right, so
the
that
con.
will make it okay.
about 50.
That is 77.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Twice as many hit points as I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Almost
I've rolled
double
more
my
than
max HP.
1-1.
Yeah.
over my max.
Yeah, so with the Constitution, there was always going to be a super high roll. Yeah, that's just Have you got it into your character yet, or
Yes, I just put it into my character sheet.
why didn't that update to that one though? 77. For some reason, it wasn't updating on the other version. That could be me. Oh, it's because it's not linked. That's right. Always link the character sheet. Really important. There we go. 70 points is just over the top for everybody in this party.
Yeah.
So you've gotten all these items. You've gotten. Don't forget, you've also got the heavy pick +1. You don't really have much coinage that's for the party in general, but you do have it on 2 people in the party. So what is the plan now that you're resting away
the first
from
plan
house?
would be Sergeant Knapp.
Yes,
that
boss.
That weapon of yours, is it magical?
Me don't think so.
Can you use a heavy pick?
Yes, boss.
All right, there you go.
That was quick. That was easy.
Eh?
Well,
That was
makes
easy.
sense to me. What else are we
Yeah.
gonna do with thing?
Well, I'll do.
Well, there's a ring of jumping and a ring of protection as well.
Well, is there anyone really interested in the ring of jumping? Probably not.
Not like jump.
All right. Okay, it's yours, Sergeant.
Thanks, boss.
And I assume everyone wants the ring of protection. Well, I'm going to exclude Sergeant Knapp from this discussion because you weren't around at this point. We're not giving you everything.
Do Goblin Codes, we just give it a bunch of magical stuff. Here you go.
What I
Not
propose,
like new friends.
what I propose out of character is a D20 roll. High roll takes it, and then in character it could be like just throwing stones or whatever, right?
We all roll sleight of hand, and whoever rolls the highest gets it.
Yeah, no. Arm wrestle? Okay.
Singing contest.
D20 roll. So anyone who wants it, roll a D20. Highest roll takes it. Sound fair?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh dear.
Ooh.
I don't think I get it.
The party does have a reroll.
I don't get it either.
So we all know
wonder-
that Red rigged it.
I was wondering if someone was going to use one of the rerolls or the automatic success for that roll for party treasure.
We're
Probably not wise
that.
to use it here.
So Red bullies us.
Yeah, probably we like, I say, this is how the game works. Throw a stone, and if the flat side comes up, you win. If the round side comes up, I win. Oh, the round side came up. Well, you win some, you lose some.
Okay, that's. What else was there? There was leather, wall razor, and I think Stalker's mask. Somebody wanted.
I I thought Flibs wanted that. I can't remember what it does.
Bad stuff.
Thing?
Lots and lots of bad stuff.
It's a very Sauron-esque mask.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked kind of cool.
Yeah, it did look neat.
+5 competence bonus on stealth checks.
Trying to find it and locate it. Yeah, it was very severe.
You can take the guise of another person and you get a bonus against them.
So if you need to replace any, small children in town,
There you go. Stalker's Mask. +5 competence on on stealth checks. Once per day for full round action, the wearer can cause the mask's features to take on the appearance of any creature, basic shape within 60 feet. +10 for disguise checks, and +2 on attacks rolls and weapon damage against that creature disguised as. But it's pretty nasty. But also looks really dark and evil and sinister.
yeah, I'd almost take it just for the look of it. But
It's edgelord style.
I think maybe if no one wants it right now, maybe let's throw it in the party treasure, because I could see it being useful at some point. But whom it would be useful for might vary.
Yeah.
I feel like if Flibs were to take it, he would start his path down towards Lichdom.
Okay. It's a long path.
I mean,
Yeah, I think you have a couple
mask
levels
made
to
of
go.
human skin.
Well, all you have to do is just try to go back into the house and find stuff.
Speak to the house.
Yeah,
I
speak
think
to the
we're going
house.
to begin the march back to town. Form up!
Didn't we
March.
promise one guy we would take him to those one ruins?
We did.
We promised, sorry, which?
That guy that was interested in Screech's necklace and
The
stuff.
researcher.
Researcher guy. He promised to pay us.
Oh yeah, that's the opposite direction of town too, isn't it? Oh, okay. Well, sure. Yeah. Well, not on the way, but once we get there, I think the very first place we're going to go is the town guard, to make sure they understand that the giant bugbear that is wandering around town is with us.
Yeah, let's let Flibs roll it. Yeah.
Yeah. Sure, I'll give it a shot. Oh, I think it's very clear which Red would do. All right, we got a new bugbear. You don't like it? You talk to me.
I wave.
So
Nat 19.
Yeah, I lift up the guardsman. He's with me.
we'll get a new sash made from the.
That's right, a sash. I want a sash for him.
Yes, sir. We'll have a new sash made and sent to the tavern.
Yes.
Okay.
Very good.
So you gently persuade the guard to essentially allow a bugbear to accompany you in town. You're going to get looks. As the town is kind of, in the last month or so, gotten used to having goblins around town, and even having Red around, because you seem to control the goblins for somewhat. But a bugbear is a lot bigger. A bugbear gets attention. A bugbear's a lot scarier, a lot stronger, a lot more menacing.
And Red will be explaining when he sees people who are clearly concerned. He'll explain to them that if the bugbear gets out, and he'll explain to them as if he thinks they believe him, that if the bugbear gets out of line, he'll take care of it.
So
and he ignores their looks of disbelief when he says that.
So this is persuade.
Don't worry, if he gets out of line, I'll take care of it.
I'm gonna ask for persuade or diplomacy on this one. No,
No,
intimidate.
I'm not even gonna try. I'm not even gonna roll it.
Automatic fail. Okay. There's concerns. Those
Even
around.
if he doesn't seem believable, he's still saying it as if he tries to be believable.
Well, he's saying it as if he believes it, and he doesn't seem to catch on that no one else believes it.
Yeah. That's one way to do it.
Oh boy. Yep.
They all staring. Must make new friend.
I think they're probably scared of you. Best to leave them alone. They're just humans.
Yeah.
They're not
What if we
good.
gave
They're
them-
not good company anyway. Most of them.
What if we gave
Not
Nap the
scary.
stalker mask?
Humans are scared of everything. Some of them are scared of mice. I've seen it.
Yeah, they are. And I imagine Nap probably doesn't speak human. I'm guessing.
What
I don't know.
language does Nap speak?
Just common in Goblin.
Oh, he
common.
does speak
Oh, there you
human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not all the goblins could speak human.
Yeah.
But I think both of them
Yeah, I
left.
forgot to write it down.
Yeah. Everyone can now.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone can speak human now.
So apparently, if you're in a goblin-only campaign, if you speak human, you're going to last longer. Although that said, the hilarity from not speaking the language was quite good from Kiwi over the time. Especially the tears. Yeah, the leaking.
And it was just good that Jabba didn't speak it, or else.
Yes. Or else they could be worse with the sacrificing. So you Sash is arranged, and you are brought back into the town, and the tavern is essentially how you've left it. It's actually, you've been away for a couple of days, so it's actually got more people in it than normal. But of course, when you enter the tavern, that after about an hour starts thinning back out, especially with the smell of a bugbear. I'm sure that's not going to smell that great now in the tavern. But you're still served, and a bath is politely offered to the bugbear, like a diplomatic offering of a please will you wash.
Oh, yeah, I would probably arrange that anyway. We need a bath for the stinky one. In fact, we probably all could use a bath. And out comes the soap.
Thank you, boss. Very kind.
I can ensure my own cleanliness, thank you.
Yeah, you're better clean than the others. In fact, most of the really stinky ones are gone.
Wasn't me. Wasn't me. The night passes with some drinking and some food. Nothing really exciting, like over the top, happens unless you really want to push things into a bit of a different direction. No? Good. Thank you. Just checking. This does get out of hand pretty quickly. In the morning, a guard member comes into the tavern and asks for your assistance. Or he politely asks for your presence at the guard barracks in town.
We need to help save you again. All right.
Well, the captain wants a report on where you've been and what's been happening.
We'll tell him we'll be there.
Thank you.
Yeah. And he'll have our gold?
I don't know if you were promised gold.
Were we supposed to get paid now? I can't remember. I assume so.
Is it in your
I
treasure
do
book?
not remember any negotiation for payment.
Did we
Generally,
decide to
Red
do it?
just agrees to do it.
We might have decided to do it for free.
No.
He figures
Gross.
it's a good idea to stay on the good side of the humans that run the town that we live in.
As a general note, if you don't actually put it down in the treasure book, I don't. Yeah,
I'll take a look in the treasure book
I just did. It's not
in
there.
case it is written down.
I don't think it is.
Oh, treasure book.
Yeah, you've got a ledger. That's right.
Yeah.
So you head into town again. You getting looks. Substantial looks, I should say. And it's mostly, as I said, the bugbear is a bit of a shock. Just
And
because of sheer size.
as we're walking, I'm just constantly, he's with me. Don't worry, I'll keep him in line. He's not going to cause any trouble.
That popular.
Yeah. It was my glance thing. And so you essentially when you arrive at the barracks, the town guard office, you're welcomed in. Again, they're a bit cautious of Red at the moment. Maybe as if like Red just almost assaulted one of their members the previous day, so they're kind of a bit on edge. But the captain brings you in and sits you down and asks for a report on what's been happening. There hasn't been a murder in a couple of days, but we don't know if it's just one of the pauses. What can you report? What have you found and what have you investigated?
We found the person who did the murders. And we killed him. But he works for somebody else.
There's also a lich under a manor.
A lich under the manor in town?
Not in town. Some other manor.
So,
A few days away.
who was this person? Who was responsible?
I forget his name. What was his name?
Foxglove?
Yeah, Foxglove. That's right. Foxglove.
Aisha Foxglove Leisha Foxglove or Aldern?
Aldern.
Aldern was
Yeah,
responsible
he-
for this.
He looked
He had
really
turned into
different.
some kind of undead creature.
But
Like
he
a
was-
ghoul.
He was possessed by a lich.
But he
Was
was
he possessed by the house?
The house was the lich.
Yeah, the house was the lich, but the lich was possessing him?
Yeah.
It's the lich's fault?
Yes. I thought I
Oh.
explained this.
I thought somebody else. I didn't know the house. Why would the house send him a letter?
No. The house wasn't the other person.
I thought he was working for this other person who sent the letter.
It's complicated.
Nap is confused.
Would you like to do an arcane, like, as a explanation? There is going to be a penalty to the roll because you're explaining it to people that don't understand.
Knowledge Arcana to try and explain
Yeah.
what happened.
Yeah.
That's not horrible.
Yeah, an 18's okay. Yes, it's 8. That's a -10 to that roll. So, you kind of explain that the house being lit is the weird one that people are getting confused about, especially the captain. But as you're explaining, you're kind of going, okay, so the house was possessing Aldern, but something else was also working at play. And that something else was the person that wrote the letter and giving the orders and seemingly targets of what was going on. That seemed to be how the explanation come through. But the sheriff's quite concerned that but Aldern was only here a couple of weeks ago at the festival. He was alive then, and you say he's responsible for this. Did you find his wife, Leisha?
No.
Two-timing asshole.
I don't believe so.
I can, if it helps, I can give you a description of. And he starts describing a raven-haired, beautiful woman, box. Yep. And can I get a just a straight roll from Red?
What kind of roll?
Just
Like
a
just a
D20, yeah, because it doesn't
Sure.
really go off anything that's like there'll be adds and minuses. Yeah.
Nice.
Another
The person that he's describing is the person that's underlying the gizzard photo or gizzard portrait.
Ah, okay.
So the gizzard portrait, which is the one which has got gizzards to recreate Screech's beauty, has a portrait underneath which is of the woman that he's describing. But none of the ghouls or ghast or anything looked like this woman that you found. Either out in the fields, which you burnt ablaze, or in the manor house itself. So he seems...
I'll ask the captain. Like, I assume we've cleaned off the painting by now, eh?
I don't know. Have you cleaned it off, or were you going to keep it original?
No, I was because there's clues underneath, so we'll definitely clean it off.
Yeah.
There's this woman here is who you're talking about, and what's this town she's in? There's some town in the background.
That'd be Magnimar.
Where is that?
Well, looks like it'd be Magma. It's up north. That's where we were getting reinforcements to help with the goblin issue.
He apparently has a home there. Foxglove does.
Well, yes. I didn't even know he would. Well, I'd heard rumor that he was rebuilding or coming back to this area and trying to restock Misgivings as his family home. But the Foxgloves have been living in Magnimar for many years now. Well, Misgivings has always been, well, it's had incidents over the years.
Let's see if Nap get this right. So this Foxglove guy, normally nice, but house make him crazy and mean.
Possibly.
Relatively.
I don't know if he was normally nice. He lusted after Screech.
I believe that was after he went and
No, it was
I
from
don't
the
know.
first time he met her. He wanted to marry her. I had to forbid it.
Weird. But you should probably get some clerics or something sent down to Misgivings. If that was
Burn
the
it to
name.
the ground. That's what I suggest.
No,
Ooh,
that's bad.
Dangerous.
That does bad things.
Why?
Do you not remember what happened when you threw those bombs?
Yeah, there were some ravens. We need you. Whoever burns it better come armed.
Burning
I
bad.
never do bad things.
Do not harm the
Here's
house.
how you kill a lich. You burn its phylactery to the ground.
Do not destroy the house, but try to remove the undead from within it. That is what I
Then
am
burn
saying.
it.
Then you could probably do that after the lich is removed, yes.
Okay. Well, I'll pass the information on to the chapel and see, or to the cathedral, and see what they can do about it, and they can arrange any exorcism or any cleansing rituals. So you said that this person had an ally, or was in control. That Foxglove
Yeah.
has been
Yeah.
someone else's.
I show him the note.
He seems concerned. Like he says, I don't know who this person is. I've never heard of them. But I'm quite concerned that whoever it is was actually giving Foxglove targets to kill. It sounds as if this is different to what you say was the possession. This was something else going on and separate.
We should ask that one researcher man about this Sahedron ritual.
The captain has no idea what the Sahedron ritual is, so that may be an idea.
This
cannot
person
recall
seems to
his
think
name.
that Foxglove's going to go back to his manor in Magnamar. I think we should go there.
That may be a clue to find out who is behind Foxglove,
And then kill him.
Good idea, boss.
or bring them to justice.
Yeah.
Remember, we
kinda
do things
harder.
Are
differently.
they not synonymous?
Well, we do things differently than maybe your kind does. We try to arrest people and try to have a trial of their peers and judge them.
Yeah, but this isn't in Sandpoint. Who even has jurisdiction? What is the legal precedent?
Well, if the person is in Magnamar, I would say the city of Magnamar. The guard there would have precedent.
And this is a lawful town.
Some would say no, but it is trying.
But
And
they
because
haven't
we
been
have,
talking to us like you, so they won't.
Their
Well, they know
justice
what's going
system
on.
is not corrupt. It's run by a strong individual.
they have prisons, they have courts, they have justices. Though the city is getting probably a bit large for their justices. They don't actually have rules. All their rules aren't written down, they're more interpreted as they go. But I would urge against killing people, or theft, or arson, or normal things which you may want to do.
Theft and arson are my main things. That's all I can do.
So maybe not do those inside the city itself, or around the city.
I can
Or-
attempt to refrain, but I can make no promises.
Or in this town as well, of course.
Is there a lot of nobles in that town?
Of course, there's a lot of nobles. There's diplomats, there's nobles.
Is there a king?
No, they don't have a king. They have a Lord Mayor.
That's kind of like a king, isn't it?
It's an elected position, but he's been in that position for many years now.
Elected. This makes no sense.
How can I put this? A group of chiefs get together to choose a chief to rule over them.
So they fight to the death, or just to the yield.
No fighting. They just Okay. So a group of chiefs get together to elect a chief above them to make decisions, but if that chief makes decisions that are wrong, that chief gets all the blame.
What a dumber system. That sounds like a human system to me.
It seems to work, and he doesn't mention the fact that there's a mayor system in Sandpoint as well. Yeah.
Is this king married?
I don't know. You might want to ask them yourself.
You don't want to marry some king who can just be removed from kingship.
Yes, but it's a step up. It's a step in the right direction.
Besides, you're not marrying any human.
But I need to.
I think I've made my orders clear.
But I want more crowns.
You know, Sir Godperson should probably send some word forward to Magnamar that our presence will probably be expected there.
Well, what I was thinking of doing is, seeing you've been doing so well and helping us out, is I was thinking of writing a recommendation for the Pathfinder Society. I don't think they would accept you, but the recommendation is still one step ahead.
Who are they?
It's a society of people that want to better the countryside and the surroundings and protect those who need protection. They're adventurous.
Well, then they'll definitely accept us, because that sounds like us.
We're
great heroes.
They're generally great heroes and good people, though.
We're god
Exactly.
killers.
We are good heroes.
Well, I can send you a recommendation and possibly an introduction for the city so they understand that you're not there to kill people. Well, please don't kill people, especially if we recommend it.
Yes, not gets to make new friends. Not making old friends.
I mean, we haven't attacked things that haven't attacked us.
Yes, but if someone attacks you, you don't have to kill it. That's what we have laws. Well, Magma certainly does have laws about defending yourself, but they prefer that you don't kill anyone even when defending yourself.
If they're trying to kill us, we kill them. That's law.
It's kind of hard to not kill them.
You can try to knock them out. You can try to ask them not to, persuade them.
If they try to knock me out, I'll knock them out.
I don't know how you're going to go in the city then.
It's an appropriate response to being attacked. Equal and measured response.
Measured response, yes, but not trying to kill the person, even if they're trying to kill you. Knock them out.
These laws make no sense.
What if Nat try to hug someone again and they stop moving?
You say again. Has that happened previously?
Nat get kicked out tribe for his great brains.
Oh boy.
Don't worry, I'll keep him under control.
I hope so.
Should we just strap a bunch of pillows to him?
I
that he
can
doesn't
control
crush
him
people?
just as well as I can control all these other ones.
That doesn't give him much confidence. It really doesn't.
No, but Red seems to think it does.
Yeah, it really doesn't give much confidence at all. No.
Everyone completely trusts Red for his leadership ability.
Yeah, no.
He best boss.
Just ask him.
Really no. If you're going to go to the city, it's going to be about a week's. Well, I think it's about 3 or 4 days journey. Would you like me to arrange some wagons?
Wagons pulled by what?
Horses.
Yeah, no, we march.
It will take longer.
Mhm.
Let's get a wagon pulled by Nap.
Nap is not a horse.
He's
Nap is a
roughly as large
hobgoblin,
as
or
one.
Nap is a bugbear.
Not good at pulling wagon.
See, he's fine with it.
It doesn't matter. He's a sergeant. I am your commanding officer, and I say we march.
Guess that would make him a foot soldier if we made him walk the wagon.
Can I mean, it's such a long way. Can I ride on his shoulders at least? It would
You'll
be
march,
quicker that way.
and you'll be happy you marched.
But it will be quicker.
And I expect a happy tune as I march. Something to keep time with.
But it's so hard to sing and walk so far.
Nap love long walk.
It's called discipline.
Get to pick many pretty flowers.
Not what I expected from Barbarian, but okay. I might have to change the tag on the overlay to flower enthusiast or flower hobbyist.
Nap like pretty colors.
Well,
Well,
is there anything you would like to do in town before you do leave?
well,
Um,
I did purchase some armor.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, some
That can be
stuff
picked up.
that's befitting. Don't really
and,
need that stuff
I
for
think we
fighting
want to
anymore.
pawn off some of this stuff too that we found. Right,
Yeah.
like turn it into coin.
Maybe
You
useful.
should probably get back to that researcher guy as well.
Yeah.
He did know a lot about the Sahedron stuff.
Do you remember his name?
No, I don't.
Typical. Which means I have to.
He was studying the old light. I remember that much.
The lighthouse, yes. So I'm just flicking through to find other things as well. No, the junkyard, say, Broderick Quink.
Yeah, that was it. Brother Quinn.
Yeah, just around the corner actually. The old sage and scholar of the town. So you can head to Broderick Quink's, and he welcomes you in and asks if you're ready to take him to the ruins yet. He's been packing and getting his adventuring and archaeological gear ready.
What ruins are we supposed to take him to?
The ruins, the ancient ruins north of the city.
Yeah, where we
know
got
about
like
ancient ruins north of the city.
Yes.
where we killed that bar guest.
At Thistletop.
Oh, yeah, well, we already went through that. It's all clear. Go ahead.
Yes, but you're going to take me. I was going to pay, and you're going to escort me.
How much are you paying?
Well, I thought a suitable amount was 200 gold.
That is a fair price. Unfortunately, apparently we have to save your world, the world of humans, yet again.
What do you mean by saving our world? What's going on?
So we have a question.
There's some sinister plot.
Hey,
We have to
guys.
foil it as per usual.
We found a note from some lady named Zanesha talking about a Sahedron ritual.
Zanesha, that's a strange name. Sahedron ritual, I don't really know. The Sahedron rune is, as I explained before, the 7-pointed star. But I don't know anything about a Sahedron ritual. Because it could mean quite a number of different things. Where
It means something bad.
So it requires carving the rune into their chest first, I believe, and then killing them. And something about the greed in their souls? I don't know.
Well, that Sahedron star had something to do with one of the interpretations was all the sins, right?
Yes.
The deadly sins.
It was originally the virtues.
It's related to that somehow. It's got to be.
Yes, it was originally the virtues.
Any moron could figure that out.
Of the previous civilization, but I believe that as the civilization turned and fell, it became more about the sins of the civilization. So, but I don't know anything about a ritual, what that will signify, what a ritual would do if you'd making this ritual before killing someone. I don't know what that would. Yeah, I can't help you with that. Strangely, did you notice that the Sahedron star is actually stamped on that page, on that parchment as well?
Oh, yeah.
Down near the bottom, that's the Sahedron rune, the star.
This is all connected.
So we use someone greedy as bait. This time Nap not get to be bait.
We may need to use you as bait yet, Nap. I'll let you know.
Should we just take Mr. Quink here with us, as it seems to rely heavily on information of the Sahedron?
I don't know. How do you feel about a trip to Magnamar?
I left Magnamar to study here, and there's other things here, like the runes you're going to take me at Thistletop.
Are you in correspondence with anyone there? In your same line of work?
He pauses. And then... Not anymore.
All right. We'll have to figure it out on our own. But, yeah, we're going to have to delay that trip to the ruins because, again, we have to save your world.
Well, good luck on saving us, I guess.
Again.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Hey, you're welcome.
I don't know either.
And if you find any more runes or artifacts, please just, I'm very much interested.
I'll show them the stuff we found. Any of this stuff interesting to you? Like interesting for gold?
I'm not that type of a. I just really research. I don't buy artifacts or items. I'm sorry, I don't have that much money. He looks through everything you've got there. The mask he's curious about, but doesn't know anything about it. I think the mask is the only thing that's even close to.
Well, you were no help at all. Goodbye.
Okay.
Bye, new friend.
Bye.
Bye.
Whoever you are.
He's the newest goblin. I'm trying to be able to ride on his shoulders for long journeys. It's fine.
Not gonna happen. All right. I guess we will just pick up some supplies for the march, right?
What supplies are you taking?
Well, we'll probably go down to Junk Beach and grab ourselves some garbage that's starting to rot, and then it should age properly as we travel for proper consumption.
Well, you can get like immediate food from Junk Beach, and the tavern could probably give you longer term for maybe the last couple of days, like as it finally rots.
Yeah, because if they try to give us any preserves, I'll be like, no, this stuff never rots.
Yeah.
Throw it away. We need some eggs that have been left out in the sun for a long time.
The Flibs would probably go back and try to collect the stuff that was thrown away in secret.
Is there
Such
any
an odd one.
is there any other shopping you'd like to do, or trading in items?
Anything we've got that can be just traded in for gold.
Mm-hmm.
Then if there's a place we can do that, we'll do that.
If the weapons, there's a place you can do. Like, I think there's everything. You can find places to do it, and you'll get essentially half value.
Okay. We got lots of stuff here. Like
I know.
Yeah.
Gold dust, silver dust,
Silver dagger.
chunk of obsidian.
So we're going to attempt to convert all that stuff, and then this doesn't even include the stuff that had that we found last time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's certainly something you can do. Are you telling anyone that you're leaving?
Well, we'll tell. I forget her name, but the one who owns the
Keiko?
tavern. Yeah,
Amikio.
Amikio.
Yes.
she's our best human friend.
Yeah.
Let's see. The Rusty Dragon with Amikio. Where's Amikio's last name? Kaijitsu? I think that is Amikio Kaijitsu. So I'm assuming you go, like, if you're trying to find her at the tavern, you get told that she's dealing with matters in the manor house, and again you're welcomed in to it's not a large manor house, but it's large compared to the buildings in town. It's fairly modest when it comes to things. If you see the ones in the city, it's very different. But you're welcomed in, and she does ask for you questions of what did you find. Last you knew, you were going south to the sanitarium.
We'll give her the whole story.
Yep, including the burning of the farms. Yep. Okay. I was just wondering if you were ever going to mention that. Because she did burn down the
It
countryside.
needed to happen.
We'll mention, of course, there were scarecrows in that field that needed to be burned.
Yeah.
They kept coming to unlife.
She does say if you are heading to Magnamar, you could you might not have a place to stay, but you could stay at my family's house.
All right.
It's been abandoned for a few years. My father's been focusing the family's efforts here. I was living out of it for a little bit when I was in the city a few years back. I've got and she motions to it, like she looks over to a table and there's just stacks of papers, and she says, I've got some reports that vagrants might be living in there, but the council wants it to be cleared out. If you find anyone in there, please throw them out, and you may want to, if you want to make noise, feel free, just don't wreck anything. I'll get you the key before you leave, and I'll write you something to show that you are legally allowed to be there.
And if there's been vagrants there, there's likely filth. So I will have my recruits scrub it top to bottom.
Oh, but no matter what,
I don't want
just make noise. I really encourage you to just disturb the peace. And she looks over.
You don't like the people of Magnamar? Bad neighbors?
Most humans run when seen nap.
Magma has quite a city guard, so just be cautious with that. I just mean, the city's trying to repossess the house, forcibly take the house from me and from my family because it hasn't been used for many years. So the surrounding houses are manor houses, just like here, and I think a way of getting back at them would be to have guests like yourself disturb the peace, but please don't break anything. Don't break laws, of course.
Also, throw the vagrants out in what condition? We were told
Alive.
killing is bad.
Alive. She cuts you off.
Oh.
Making a disturbance is not what I do. But these pecks, they're always up to that kind of stuff. I think we could probably use some kind of letter from you stating that we have your permission to stay there.
That I will provide a letter as well as the keys to the front door for you. I'll get it to you in a couple of hours' time at the tavern before you leave. And yes, Red, I'm sure you can disturb the peace just by being yourself, because you're such a lovely individual.
That's a smart thing to say. You are the smartest human I've ever met. Very smart for a human.
And to everyone else, it's very patronizing that you can see through that.
Red is not good at judging other people's emotions.
I think even Nap could see that. It was very patronizing.
Oh, dog.
As low the intelligence that Nap has, Red likely has just as low a wisdom score. So picking up on other people's emotions, not his thing.
No, not a strong point. But she does say, are you heading to the city for any reasons, or are you vacationing?
Yeah, to save the world, as usual.
Oh,
There
okay.
are cult things going on.
Yeah,
Well,
some.
we'll show her the note, right?
Yes.
We trust her.
Someone working with a lich house.
As soon as you say that, she's going to put you back like, Lich House? And you have to then explain the whole thing again about the Misgivings House.
Which would be probably put on Flibs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be put on Flibs, yeah, entirely. And it says, I don't know about any cults in the city. The city's got some rough neighborhoods. How can I put this? There's a few neighborhoods I'd stay away from. Stay away from under the bridge. It's kind of under bridge at daytime or nighttime. Not a good place to be. Low cleft at night is a spectacle, but during the daytime it's usually quite vacant. She pauses and looks over you all and says, I would probably stay away from Alabaster District. They may not like your company or your kind. And Beacon's Point may be although it may seem like you might fit in, they may not again accept your kind. Just as a warning.
Why not?
Many humans are intimidated by a superior race.
Yes.
No, we go to those two places to disturb the peace.
Don't
yes,
worry. If today
superiors.
has told me anything, Nap is great at making friends.
Right. Just a fair warning, though. My family's house is in the Naos district, in the upper city, Upper Cliff. That's also probably not the best place to make friends. But hey, free lodging, and don't drink too much of the family's cellar. You might need to buy some fresh food, so it hasn't been stocked for a while. But other than that, enjoy your stay. Be cautious. Upper City is guarded well with regular patrols. And hopefully you can enjoy yourself and see how a human city is. And hopefully
Is it a human city?
it's mostly human. It's about 200 years old now. We believe it's built on something older, though.
You think there will be many nobles looking for a wife?
There will be no marrying a human noble.
Screech, I think there's many nobles, both new and old money. The Naos district is known as for new money. The old money nobles, I wouldn't go really. I don't think they would accept you into their families. That's the Alabaster district.
This is how it will be. You are allowed to seduce the humans and have them lavish you with gifts. But at that point, there is no more.
But I could get more if I marry them.
There will be no marrying humankind.
One
It's
moment.
wrong.
You said the city was built on something older?
Well, yes, the Giant's Bridge. So the city is split between two layers. There's the upper cliff, which is about 300 foot above sea level. And there's a large bridge, or the start of a bridge, that goes off into the water. It's long since fallen down. But that's the only semblance of an older civilization, you could say.
I wonder how likely it is we're going to have to go underground to face the cultists.
I would say 100%.
Well, I would certainly stay out of the sewers. There's rumours that some of the criminal gangs live in the sewers. And there's many criminal organisations. Please don't mess with them. If you see large encampments of tents and things like that, not a good place to be around. A lot of the back streets are less patrolled, or not patrolled at all, by the guards. So a lot of the back streets, a lot of the alleyways are very dangerous, and that increases at night time. Except for Low Cleft, where they have their own private security guards at night time. But just don't mess with those either, because they don't take shit from anybody, including the Hell Knights, who really shouldn't be in that town anyway.
If they're criminals, why don't they take shit from anyone?
They don't. I mean that they don't take insults or impropriety, or if you rub them the wrong way, they will likely just try to kill you, or just
Why
succeed in
hasn't the
killing you.
human guard expelled them?
Because there's a large number of them, and it's very hard to expel large numbers of miscreants with weapons.
You draft a militia. You inscript every single citizen and give them a spear.
I don't think that's going to work. It's just the city has a different way of doing things, and I don't think a militia will work.
Sounds like a human way. Lack of discipline.
I know.
Let the citizens just wander around without a spear, without having to fight or march.
Make Thingy City sound fun already.
But enjoy the city, enjoy the monuments. There's several of them around, yeah, have fun. Just as I said, if you're staying in the manor, just be noisy, obnoxious. Don't break laws, but yeah, the more noise you can make, the more disruption you can make for the surrounding residents, the better. I may piss off the council, but that's the idea. I think it's warranted to try to repossess the house. But you may want to stock up before going to the city. You may not be. The city may not. A lot of the vendors probably won't accept your coin.
Why not? It's coin.
Humans
Shiny is
usually
shiny.
give us free food. They put it out for us in the alleyways.
Again, alleyways are
It is their
dangerous.
tribute.
Again, alleyways are
That met
dangerous.
friend who gave him jerky. Man, drop it before running.
I can see how that works. I can see that happening quite often. This one's quite a large one. He may help your group quite a bit, although you've traded in.
He's certainly more valuable than any of these pecks.
He seems roughly as dull as a hammer, though.
I'm trying to convince Red to let me ride on his shoulders.
That's why we have a chain of command, Flibs.
The
He
chain
doesn't
that
need to
whips you
think.
with.
He needs to follow orders.
The chain that he whips you with.
Yeah,
Yeah.
more like with the
Pa
glass
always
balls that he
says
throws at us.
my muscles are my way of constipating for something.
Oh boy.
Okay, then.
And I think with that we'll take a break, because I'm not going to be able to settle down after that comment. Thank you. So we'll take a break. We'll deal with anything you need to buy, any potions and stuff as well. Remember, you might need those. And we'll move into the city after the break. I know we haven't really had the map on screen very much, but remember, we've also got the generosity campaign above. Please, any donations help. We're currently doing a $10 donation gives the party a reroll, and a $20 donation gives the party an instant success on a roll. I've got it down as auto hit, but it's an auto successful roll. So if you do the hashtag of what it is, we'll get the alerts and we'll get that in there as well. And it's all for a good cause, and it's also tax deductible donations of over $2. We've got on a break. We'll have our goblin music, our goblin song, and we'll be right back. So thank you everyone for sticking around, and we'll be back soon. Bye.
Yep.
Bye.
Hi, welcome back. So we had a bit of a break there. We're also doing a few things behind the scenes to get ready for this second part of the episode. So yay! Just a reminder that we are supporting the Generosity campaign. The Generosity Bushfire Appeal Generosity is a pop-up charity that is an absolute, totally legitimate charity. They've done massive campaigns before. This was arranged in a drop of a hat. Lots of streamers are getting involved, and we're all trying to raise money for the Australian Bushfire Brigades of New South Wales and Victoria. We've raised currently $15,232, and we're trying to raise as much as we can. The main push will be this weekend, where there's going to be a 36-hour live stream from the Audio Technica head office in Sydney. There's also going to be satellite events in Melbourne and in Brisbane, and so please do what you can to support them. Don't donate to the channel this week. Don't subscribe to the channel this week. Donate to the Generosity campaign. You can even, if you have a Twitch Prime account that doesn't have a sub on anyone yet, you can go to twitch.tv/generosity, and they actually have a partnered account where every one of your subs and donations go into the same pool of the fundraising efforts. So you can actually use your Twitch Prime free sub to help out charity, and it does all help out, and we're doing this for a great cause, because these people, the fireys, have been out there for months. They're volunteers, they don't get paid, so we're trying to help however we can. And so please do what you can. So we'll go back into our cast and go, hi everybody again.
Hey.
Hi.
Yay! So we've done a bit of selling, still working out costs and bits and pieces and monies, because some person had pretty much all the party's loot. Well, it's not all. I think it's about 2/3 of the party's loot. Yes, it's totally you. Stop! No. Yes, totally you.
It's fine.
And of course, someone else had the other third. So the rest of the party had no money, and that's not just with new people here. I mean, even the old cast members who have recently left, they also didn't have any money on their character sheets either. It was all between 2 people. So you've stocked up on healing potions, and I don't think you're going to be able to get armor, like size and everything for what you need before you go. So unfortunately at this stage you've got what you've got. And you head out onto town. You've got the address. Oh, you don't have the address of the of Amikio's family manor. You've got just a letter of introduction to say that these goblins, Hobgoblin and Bugbear, that respond to, and they've got all your names listed, have full permission of her family to live in the house for a short period of time. They are not to be accosted. They are not to be kicked out. They have full permission. And you've also got an introductory letter to the city guard specifically, to say that you are agents and working with the town of Sandpoint. And representatives of the town of Sandpoint, though your actions do not represent, your actions and your attitudes do not represent the town in any form, as a just in case. And
we'll want directions to that house as well, right? So we'll get directions from Amikio before we go.
She says it's the Naos district in the
yes, but how do we get there, and where within the district is the house? What does it look like? So we,
She says it's on the cliff face, but there's no street names in that district.
How will we know it's yours?
Well,
ask directions when we get there.
Yes, I thought. See, that's the smart one. Ask directions. But she explains there's no addresses or street names in the district to stop people from thieving. It's stupid, I know, but that's what they decided to do when they started building that area. But you've also got an introduction to the Pathfinder Society. And it lists all of your great deeds. Yeah, I know, it's strange, but it lists all your great deeds and everything you've done for the city.
And world famous bard.
It doesn't specifically say that.
Who?
They were slacking.
It does mention that the group's name is the group is unnamed as yet. That's specifically noted, but there's at least an introduction.
Screech and the goblins.
Name? This group doesn't need a name, just a unit number.
Right. So you head off out of town. The roads are relatively quiet. There's nothing happens on the roads. There's nothing that really is eventful. And after a few days, about 5 or so days, you reach what you can only think of is the biggest city in the world. And it sits on the coast. And I've got a picture which I want to show you because it's just great. So you arrive from the south. Whoops, wrong button. Let's get that up and running. So you arrive from the south, and you see this massive sprawling city in front of you, and then above a cliff, there's more city that keeps on going, more towers, more monuments, and you see a bridge or a landmark that just keeps on going out into the water before it crumbles, which is the bridge, the giant bridge. But the scale of the cliff itself is 300 foot, and the tower, which you can see next to the cliff, that's 400 foot tall. As just an example of just how epic the city is.
What a dumb place to put a tower. You put it on top of the cliff. Not beside it. Now it's not hardly towering over the top part of the city. Stupid humans.
Of course.
They can build another one.
It's still roughly about 100 foot or so above the cliff. It's still towering.
They could just build a 100-foot tower on top of the cliff. It would save resources. This is wasteful.
They could have carved a ginormous tower into the cliff. That would have been impressive.
That would have been impressive.
Okay.
I can punt things so far from up there.
You could.
Yep. Okay. Fawns. I've got to read a few things just to get that long one. 4 or 5. So you enter the city, or you head to the city, and you come from the south. So you come from the south road below the river, Yanda Bakarai River is where you come into the city. Below that, it's almost an outside city, like a mini city outside called Adela, or Delia. The city itself, like this part of the city is fortified. There is towers and a strong wall. There's a city gate there, and the city gate is guarded, and there is just a line of carts and workmen trying to get into the city, and it's just a slow wait of getting through into the city. Are you going to wait with everybody, or are you going to just walk past and try to enter?
No, there's clearly rules here. So, yeah, I insist we get in line.
Why?
Flibs is just gonna take the letter from Sandpoint and start walking in front of the line.
Difficult.
Where do you think you're going, recruit?
We have a letter stating specifically that we have access into the city to be given to the guards. We will get faster access by giving it to them now.
There's a lineup. Everyone here is going in the city.
But they're not us. We're better than them.
But they're in line first. There's an order to things.
Yes, and we're more important than them, so we go first.
We don't disrupt the order of things.
This isn't the correct order, though. We're more important, so we go first.
Of course we're more important.
So we should go first.
That's not the point. There's a line. When there's a line, you get in line.
But we'd have to wait here for so long.
Makes sense to me.
If this was a truly great city, they would have guards ensuring that the line remained perfectly straight. But it'll do.
So after a couple of hours of waiting, and this argument, I'm assuming, keeps going all this time. I can only assume that the argument keeps going.
Yeah.
So
probably trying
it's all in Goblin.
I mean, I imagine like Flips will try to walk off, Red grabs him, Screech tries to walk off, he ends up grabbing her.
Gotta wrangle.
And those people that are queued behind you give you distance.
And once in a while, I'll turn around and reassure them. Don't worry, none of them will get out of line. I'll keep sure of that.
I just wave while giving a giant grin.
doesn't reassure the humans and the other civilized people. And every time you move up in the line, the people in front try to squash further in front of them to give you distance on the other side. And
You're making the line uneven. Pull back. There should be even spacing between each person in line.
They don't really want to be near you, and they're obviously quite nervous about.
I know we're intimidating because we're gods. But you need not be afraid.
Is that in common or goblin?
That's in common.
Common.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Thank you, Java Snatch is not here. We're going to sacrifice you all. And no heads to be worn. Oh my god.
I know.
I just point to letter. We got letter I can't read. Says we good.
So you get to the front of the line, and the guards just block the gates. But by the time you get there seems to be more guards than what there were originally, and you could see that they're more have turned up in the last like 10, 20 minutes, and like they just kind of block the gates. So,
This is the kind of respect I was hoping for.
We're on official business from Sandpoint, good sirs.
We're their heroes.
We appreciate that you've all turned out to welcome us.
a ranking guardman steps forward and says, "You come from Sandpoint? Sandpoint was attacked by goblins. What do you mean you
We
come
are
from
heroes of Sandpoint. See
Letter
our
here.
yeah. These are our
We-
credentials.
We saved Sandpoint from those attacking goblins. We're their heroes.
I don't remember that.
You weren't there then.
Oh.
He goes over the letter, walks off, speaks to a few members of the guard, who then move forward and just wait, as if they're just waiting for an excuse to attack. Very
And
much on
Fred
edge.
will walk along the group with his arms behind his back as if he's inspecting. They'll be like, good. You look ready for combat. Always be ready.
The ranking member who took the letter speaks to a few other people behind the gate, and you can't hear his conversation, but it seems to be quite heated between himself and there's three others, two of which are not in uniform, and he begrudgingly comes back and says, "Well, where are you going in the city?"
Well,
We have a residence for which we are staying. Here are our credentials for that.
He takes that.
You'll find everything in order.
This time, there's no subtlety. He goes and gives it to the two other people that are not in uniform, just straight to them, and just steps back and lets them. And does anyone speak Elvish?
No.
Flips does.
Oh,
I think I might as well. Hang on. Where do we have? Nope.
okay.
I don't.
While both the people are human, they seem to be like, if they speak common, they'll hear us. So we'll try to find something you're not going to speak. It's an argument. It is a full-on argument that you can't allow these people in here. There's no way that they are going into the upper city. We will not allow it. But it's like, but they've got a letter of introduction to the city. They've got a letter of introduction. They've said that they're allowed to have the permission. This is the lady's signature. They must be allowed. And this debate goes on for a good 5 minutes.
They seem to be arguing about how to welcome us best.
Flips
I wave.
is just quietly translating this to everyone.
That can't be right.
So
Are you sure you understand that language?
it doesn't sound right to you that they're not going to allow you. But the one that's saying that they have to, as a part of courtesy, does say, look, it's their city. we'll let them in, and they can go to the upper cliff, and they can screw up with all the other nobles. Just as long as they don't stick around in Odelia, let's let them in, and let's push them off our side of the city, and let them have fun. They won't be our trouble. And that's the conclusion of the argument, that essentially you're going to be let in, but asked not to stay in this section of the city. And the guardsman is a bit more polite and says, "Look, we've had a meeting, and you're allowed in the city. We accept your credentials. You'll be probably needed to keep those pieces of paper with you, just in case. But we'll have an escort for you to the north section of the city. From there,
Yes,
you're on your own."
an escort. That is good.
And
See how important we are.
We have sashes. That mean we very important.
That's right.
We do have sashes.
when you say that, why do you have sashes?
Because
Show our
we're
rank.
heroes. We're heroes.
Well, not of this place, but 10 guards, 5 on each side of you, escort you through the short streets of Odelia.
As
Yep.
as we leave, Flibs will say to the men in Elvish,
Good day.
One of them just goes beet red. The other one is just furious. Absolutely furious. They look like they're very much noble, like over the top in how they're dressed, but they don't seem to be local. They don't seem to be dressed in any local fashions or any styles that you've ever seen humans dressing. So as you go through this small little section of the city, there's 2 noticeable buildings that you pass. One seems to be a grand architecture on the left side of the road. I'll put the ping into the map there, right down the bottom. So on the left side of the road, there's a grand architecture, and it says, for those that can read, it says embassy.
we aren't on the
Oh,
other
that's
map.
Yeah, I
right.
don't think we're
That's-
on the map you think we're
Yeah,
on.
we're still
No.
on Sandpoint.
That's right. Let's do the right map. Right map helps.
There we are.
Yeah,
But
that's
all the way down the bottom, Odelia.
okay.
So
Yep.
the one I'm picking is it looks like a grand building, circular-ish building, and it has embassy out the front, written above the front doors. But the one across from it is what gets someone else's eye. A theatre is on the other side of the road, directly opposite it. And it is called the Rose and Rake, Rake. It looks like a rundown theatre, like a theatre for the masses. But it looks like it'll do an interesting, a decent trade, at least for the lower end of the market. Then you cross over. Oops, there's more stuff there. And then you cross over a small bridge to an island, and the escorts are still with you, and they essentially take you to the other side of that small island, to the edge of that bridge, and then just go. They wave as you cross the bridge, and they stay on this side of the city. As you enter Keystone and Beacon's Point from the south. But they don't tell you where anything is.
All right. Well, we're probably going to go down this main road.
Eh,
It looks like there's some kind of park in the middle. We'll head that way.
Okay. So head down the main road. to the left of you is Beacon's Point. It seemed like it's quite obvious, even like the main road, it's as if it's been split directly of this is one district, this is the other district, this is rich, this is poor. So on the left-hand side of Beacon's Point, you see lots of houses condensed and compressed, and like small alleyways in between, multiple levels of housing, like multiple families in the houses. It seems very much compressed, and you can see that the streets in between those houses are not well kept, and the alleys are not well kept, and you can see garbage and things like that in the back alleys between them. On Keystone side on the right, very, very different. Everything is clean. The streets are clean. You can see the cobblestones have been cleaned even. The houses are more presentable. It just, from right to left, is just night and day. It's just so different just from walking down the street here. In front of you at the end is a large park. Just need to see one other thing of... Not Dockway. I just wanted to... Okay, no, it's not one thing. So in front of you is a large park that opens up, the road opens up into a large park. You can see that it seems to be a focal point between major intersections of several areas. In the middle of the park is a fountain. So in the middle of the park is a garden and a fountain, and there's a statue of a statue of a spirit beloved in London. Statue of a spirit is in the fountain, and it is well taken care of, and it is quite beautiful. And there's a lot of people around. They do shy away, especially when you enter the park area where they can just move. On the streets, they seem to not want to go into the alleyways off the main road, but in the park, they certainly give you a wide space.
All right. Well, I could tell from the picture that you showed us where we probably want to go. There was a big ramp kind of thing that went up the side of the cliff.
Yep.
And I see it here on the map, like right here.
Yep.
So
should be
that's
able to see it anywhere from the lower city.
yeah. So we're heading
Very much.
that direction. So I assume we're heading north.
Yep.
I assume up is north.
North.
Yeah, northwest.
Okay. Well, anyway, we're going to head that way, and then when it comes to the intersection, we'll take the left.
Yeah. I'm just seeing if there's any other buildings you've come across nearby as you go past.
Looks like there's some kind of keep at the north end of the park.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is that Dockway? D10. So at the north end of the park, as you start going north, a very large, impressive building. It's not a keep, although it's pseudo-fashioned to be a keep. It does have towers, it does have walls, but it's not defensible. It's not militant.
Then I have no interest.
Yes. You've got no interest in the Merchants Guild Hall at all. So
Nope.
you move on. Yeah.
Also, if there are no signs around the fountain saying to keep out of it, Flibs will just straight walk through the fountain.
There are no signs to keep out of it.
Yeah.
You do see people praying or doing some reverence to the statue.
Yep, Flibs will just walk
I will
straight
ask
through
one
the
of the
fountain.
humans. Human, what god is this that you pray to?
It's not a god. It's the spirit. We believe that she's a spirit of the city itself.
Splash,
She
splash.
represents this city, Magnamar.
Yes.
Does she protect it? Is that what she does?
Well, she protects those that give her reverence.
That doesn't seem like as good protection as stronger walls in a keep where this other thing is. But whatever makes the humans happy.
They say if you would like, you can pray with us and
No, No,
Hi, we're gods.
I don't believe in gods. I believe in the queen.
We don't
When
have a
I
queen.
make new
She-
friends, I
she
just
leads-
kneel down and just try and mimic what they're doing.
Okay. Can I get a knowledge religion check, please?
Oh, okay. Okay,
Okay.
that is gonna be fun.
Yeah. Oh,
That's not bad.
you're
at
one
all.
off, but I'll give it. You're one off, but I'll give it. Because you have instruction. Because you're trying to copy of what they're doing, so I'll give you a bonus enough to give it to. For the next... so you have +1 roll bonus on all caster level and concentration checks for divine spells for the next 24 hours.
That's wow.
Who's
hooray. Better mark that down on your character sheet.
Yeah,
Don't want to forget it.
yeah. It's important.
Very
I gotta
important.
admit, I am surprised to only see a -1 on that roll. I thought it'd be more than that.
That is technically the lowest because I do have a +1 to intelligence. But yeah, I expected it to be less than that too.
Yeah. It's not the there was a second edition version where the barbarian had to have an intelligence of 4. So no, 5 max.
5, yeah. So
Yeah, one
same,
of the-
same as my wisdom.
And my
5.
charisma.
That was one of the sub barbarians though. You pray and you're welcomed in. Like they're surprised that like you played and you did that, so they do welcome you, and it feels reassuring. You have this energy and this like you feel warm and fuzzy and happy almost in the presence of this statue and of those around in the city. It's kind
And
of
there's
weird.
Flips just walking straight through the fountain.
Yay, not make friend with city.
Yeah.
I hope that walking through the fountain of a spirit of the city doesn't come back to bite me in the ass, but it probably will.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So if there's a boon, there might be a bane. Mm-hmm. So another place you pass. D8. I'll just do that one. No, that's it. So you go up to the north, and then you go to the west. Yeah.
Now I'm wondering, does Red even know what a fountain is? This thing of water in the middle that sprays water. All right, everyone, get in. It's been a
It's a
long
public
march.
bath. It's a public bath.
Yeah, I've seen these before.
Does anyone
Just-
jump in? Well, Flips is already.
And I start
walking through it.
splashing. Yeah.
I take my mop off and start washing it.
Bring out my soap, lather up.
Oh boy.
Flips just walks through the fountain up towards the north. He doesn't say in it. He just walks through it.
Bad.
He's gonna break his stride for a fountain.
Another building of
Well,
note.
Red would have no idea that somebody would build something like this that has no function.
Yeah.
Like,
Another building of note is this building here on the edge of the park. It seems to be out of place in the city, where a lot of the city's buildings are stone structure, especially in this area. It looks to be a hunting lodge. It looks to be very much a human or elven hunting lodge, which you would find in a forest somewhere, a good target for raiding or something like that. But it's just sitting on the edge of the park in the middle of the city. But you have your little bath and praying, go up to the north, and you essentially go past the dock, one of the docks areas. At the base of the escarpment, before heading up. You notice a line of carts that are being pulled up slowly by oxen and the like, and they're really struggling. It's a very steep cliff face, very steep walkway up, and there's guards at the bottom. Guards which are not searching anything that's going up, but they're certainly restricting entry. And when they see you, they very much restrict entry.
I understand your confusion, but we have proper documents. Please review our credentials. You'll find everything in order.
You have documents? What do you mean, documents?
I hand them Amiko's letter.
Yeah, the Miko's letter to where she stays. So,
yeah.
Who did you get that off? Did you get that off the body of the noble? Did you torture?
Do you think we would be smart enough for that?
Good point.
Why would we need to torture somebody to take a letter off them? That doesn't make any sense. Torture is for information.
To get them to write a letter of introduction.
Amiko knows us.
We are
What
heroes
reason
of
would we then
Sandpoint.
have?
I hand him the other letter. Actually, I'll hand him the letter to introduce us to the Pathfinders Society. This lists our great deeds in Sandpoint.
We have sashes.
Get with the sashes.
We do.
That should have been clear from the moment we arrived.
Look, I don't know what the
They're
sashes
very
mean.
visible.
But
We're heroes.
What does a sash normally mean?
no idea. What does a sash mean?
It
Then we're
denotes
heroes.
rank.
It's clothing, so I don't know.
It's symbolic. A goblin wouldn't understand.
It means we're heroes.
Well, we'll have to clear this with the city.
We already have. We got in.
Yeah, you got into the lower city, but you're not getting into the higher city. We're not going to threaten
We
the
have
nobles.
We have a place to stay.
You have a place to stay on this piece of paper, but we are going to not let you in unless we get permission to let you in.
Well, then go do that. Where will we wait? We will stand over there.
He just pointed to just a place we're going to stand over there.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
And if he doesn't correct me, then I go over there and I stand.
10 minutes pass. You see him walk. You see, he told something to somebody who walks up the hill, and 10 minutes pass. Nothing's happened yet.
If more than 12 hours pass, let me know.
Okay.
Otherwise, Red just stands there, unless he sees a goblin moving somewhere, wandering off somewhere. In which case, we were told to wait.
Okay.
I'll just take out my loot and play with it out of
Flips
boredom.
is probably playing with detect magic.
Okay. So you're waiting there for a couple hours, and a couple of guards ride down the cliff face
Riding on what?
on horses. Yeah.
Do those horses look angry?
The riders look concerned.
Yeah,
but
well,
it's
I would
hard
be concerned too.
I mean,
Only tiny goblins are afraid of horses. Boss must be brave.
I'm not afraid of horses. Who said they're afraid of horses? Not
did.
me. I have no fear of horses. And you can see he's backing up. The first time you've seen him move in the past few hours, he's just kind of backing up a little bit from the horses. I'm not afraid of horses at all. I've killed horses.
I mean, we have killed them.
And these are the war horse version of horses, the bigger versions. Yeah. The riders come down. They speak to the sergeant, or the sergeant who was speaking to you, who told you to wait, and they look over at you. They go back to talking. Look over at you. Go back to talking. And the sergeant comes over to you and says, "Now, I don't know what the hell is going on, but the mayor wants to speak to you."
Of course he does.
Your
I
king!
expected nothing less.
Not our king, the Lord Mayor, wishes to speak to you. You'll be
Of course he
escorted
does.
into the upper city.
Yes, we
And-
need an escort. I approve.
They've heard of me.
They now are treating us properly.
Thank you, boss. With you, Nap has made lots of friends.
Yes.
Nap,
Yeah. They
Nap
clearly all
make friend
respect
with
us.
Mayor.
The
Ignore the antics. Let's get moving.
horses move in to flank you as your escort, ridden by humans. That you think are humans. It's hard to say underneath all
I
the
don't
armor.
trust horses as an escort.
They seem to be quite agitated,
Yeah.
and it takes quite a bit for the riders to keep them calm and controlled.
All right, I'm going to keep a close eye because if they come at me, I'm going to defend myself.
I think I'll just kind of climb onto Nap.
Now,
All right. I
Actually,
will
I seem to
pick
be
you up.
walking closer to Nap than I normally do as well.
Liz just doesn't care.
I will pick up. I'll pick up Screech and put her on my shoulders.
Yeah, don't let the horses get to Screech. Whatever you do.
See, I can't get traveled if I'm up here.
So it's actually a steep climb. A steep climb up the cliff face, and up top of the hill, up top of the cliff, you're now level with the bridge. This vast expanse of the bridge, which you now see, it doesn't go very far, but it is considerably wide. About half the size of Sandpoint itself is how big this bridge is in its current state of falling down. And now 300 foot above sea level, the air's actually almost thinner. Like you can feel it. It's certainly colder up here. There's the wind's a bit more harsh. As you get to the top, you can also notice that all the buildings up here are made of stone. The streets again are even cleaner than Keystone. There are guards all over the place, walking around, small little patrols. Some on horseback. There are nobles with carts drawn by horses. Others walking their dogs. You are led up the street, not too far, past more like a central square, and then into a very large building where your escorts meet more guard, and they take you into the building, past what seem to be like there's a lot of different chambers, all very different style as you walk past, but the last and most grandiose one is the one that you're taken into, where a elderly human or middle-aged human, quite overweight and pompous looking, if you could describe him that way, is sitting on what you could only describe as a throne, in front of a large hall with a rich carpet and on the floor, tapestries along the walls, and he's awaiting you and ushers you in once he sees you. Please come in. The heroes of Sandpoint, I believe. Oh, please come closer, please. And you see the guards move in, just flanking closer to you, just in case.
I'll walk up and I'll bow.
See, I knew civilization. I knew that you were going to be civilized. Is exactly what we were looking for. Well, maybe one person is civilized, but that's okay. It only starts with one.
I will keep these other ones in line, sir.
You'll be that friend.
We can be very civilized, especially me.
I don't know about friends, but I've heard some of your great deeds, and that letter from Sandpoint apparently speaks of more great deeds. That's very impressive. We have a little bit of an issue going on in the city. You may not know. There's a little bit of unrest and a little bit of concern with some of the population. And being the Lord Mayor, it's my reward to be the Lord Mayor after many years of duty and respectfulness in the city. But apparently they don't like that nothing's been happening and these murders have continued unabated. And it's not just the peasants. Some of the businesses that even I go to have, some of the owners have turned up missing or not turned up, or turned up bodies and bloodied, and they're mutilated and whatnot. And one of your letters says that that you have dealt with such
stars
things.
on their chests.
That's exactly it. That's what your letter mentioned. Something about stars. So we seem to be having a similar issue, and I thought maybe you could help, seeing our guard is not, well, is quelling the unrest, so to speak.
Yes, you need to keep down these kinds of things so they can get out of hand.
Exactly, and I wouldn't want to have them get out of hand, and I like being the mayor. It has some privileges.
It must be very difficult. All these peasants complaining.
I know, and they don't have my bloodline to understand how difficult it is to run a city like this. It is so hard.
It must be awful.
It really,
I understand.
Really is.
You can expect loyalty from us.
Well,
So, what is going to be our pay?
We shall pledge ourselves to your cause.
that is your pay. To be known, to be working with the Lord Mayor, and to pledge yourself for a good cause.
Very good. These terms are acceptable.
And of course, to have permission to stay in the city without being jailed, killed, or executed.
Yes, I would assume that would be part of it.
Seems fair to me.
It doesn't seem fair to me.
We
But
could
I'm
put you in the
assuming
jail.
You're going to, yes, you're going to make it so that we have no choice but to accept it.
It's
But
gentle persuasion.
I already did accept it.
Exactly.
I didn't ask for a vote.
There's never been votes.
No, that's a human thing.
Well, voting can be quite tiresome, but
Yes, and silly. Then you get the people unfit for making the decisions.
exactly.
I trust Boss. He the smartest.
Exactly. Sometimes you get the
These
most
are the
unfit
ways of
people
things.
in charge, where at least with me in charge, we have someone with noble birth and someone that the people care about. It's important for the people to care about their leaders.
Yes, but you're
It
forcing a
is.
job that should be your business to fix onto some strangers that you don't care about.
which are
That's how
expendable.
delegation works, soldier.
And expendable. You need to understand expendable. That's important.
Of course we will die for you.
Well,
I'm not going to die for anyone.
you don't have to die.
Should the cause demand it.
Dying is a bit strong. I mean, I have other talents as well.
Screech, it probably won't come to that. But if it does, we will gladly give our lives.
No, if anything goes wrong, I am leaving and letting this city be razed to the ground by the cult.
Don't worry, I'll keep them under control.
Well, let's hope it doesn't get to that state.
I mean, I'm a bard. I mean, perhaps you've heard of me. Well,
No.
famous.
No, I haven't.
Oh my goodness, that's shocking. I'm famous in many parts of the world.
I didn't know that your
Sorry,
kind
she
could
doesn't
be
know how
bard.
to say. She doesn't know how to say full of herself. She keeps saying it as famous.
Yes. The language is quite difficult sometimes. Yes.
I can speak human just fine, Flips. Thank you very much.
There's a lot of chatter going on here.
And then I'm
Except
saying,
for the sergeant. Good job, sergeant. As usual.
Good sergeant.
Whoa, that was loud.
I'm just saying I'm well known and I have many talents.
Now you
I'm
see
could
why
be
I
very
made him
useful.
sergeant.
I could be very useful for, especially those of a more noble circle.
I think the nobles are quite. I think their circles are quite closed at the moment, but
I sing very well. I mean, my songs can be very relaxing, especially for those in stressful positions.
perhaps
As
perhaps auditioning
not
at the
gonna
Rose and
interrupt
Rat could get you started in the city.
Yes, but I tend to try to help those in privacy. You know, as a senior of sorts for some people, because you know it's so stressful, and sometimes people just need a little tune to help relax them as they work. You know, and lord, you know, over people.
But we're here for a job. And as it happens, sir, the job corresponds with what you require of us. Because the murders that happened in Sandpoint, we believe, have led us here. Some kind of bad occult business.
Yes, cult is what the captain of the guard has mentioned. Don't like to use that word around, out in public, because it scares the people, the population, even more. So let's
we do.
not use cult. Maybe.
I will only use the word with you, sir.
Thank you. So just yeah, that's it. We don't want to scare the population any further. They don't. We've had enough murders, and we don't want riots. It's not a good sign.
I will give them the big hug.
He turns to Trent. So he turns to Red, actually turns to Flips and goes, what is the big hug?
He has mentioned something similar before. I believe he has hugged people so hard he has killed them before.
Yeah, let's not do the killing thing. Let's try not to do killing. More blood, not good. Let's try to do things peacefully. You're not sheriffs. You're not part of the guard. You'll be working for me. But the guard has their own thing. They're
Understood,
separate.
sir.
So let's
We
do
will
it.
not cause any problems.
Yeah,
You're essentially hiring us on as unpaid mercenaries.
That's it. You are the smart one.
So
Not as smart as boss.
I feel like it is slightly up to us to what we do, as we aren't being rewarded for this. Is it all?
Of course we're being rewarded.
But
We have the reward of good service.
yes, but there's also laws in the city, and if you break those laws in the city, well, although I'm asking you to do such things, well, forcing, you aren't allowed to break the law. We have laws.
If any of these pecks breaks the law, I will drag them here myself to face the harshest justice you wish.
Don't need to drag them to here.
Perhaps
Just
public flogging.
not here. No. Perhaps to the tower. They can
Yes.
deal with it.
I understand, and it will be done.
Yes. So the large
I will
tower.
tolerate no disobedience.
That's very very good. Thank you. And it's like I was also told that you were staying at the manor house.
Kenjetsu, yeah.
Yeah.
Kenjetsu.
Kenjetsu Manor House.
That is correct.
I didn't believe that they were still living there anymore.
No, they are not.
Have you got that in writing that they are not?
To my
It's still their
understanding,
property, and we will be
Yeah.
staying there.
that's correct.
Ah.
Consider us to be house sitters.
So they are still claiming ownership of the property. Okay, that's disappointing. It is such a lovely house. Wouldn't mind having it. And he just quietens off his train of thought. So we'll make sure the guards understand that you're there, so they don't think that you're invading or robbing the place, because that could be bad for you. Just if you need help, ask the guard. If you're polite, they may help. I will make sure to pass on that there's a few people of your kind in the city. We don't usually tolerate outsiders such as yourselves, so things may not be as harmonious as you. I don't know how Soundpoint did things. I'm sorry.
They worshipped us as great heroes.
God, it's hard to laugh and have a coughing fit at the same time.
We were revered.
Oh man, hard to laugh and cough. Whew. So donate to the fire brigades. This fire is really hurting. So much smoke. So he seems to have gotten your approval, gotten your situation. He does ask, have you got any leads? Which from the Sandpoint side of things. It sounds
Some
like-
lady named
Hold on.
Zanesha.
Yeah, I'll pull out the letter. For your inspection, sir.
He just waves it off, and one of the soldiers comes in and takes it and starts reading aloud. So I don't
This
know.
was found on the body of the murderer in Sandpoint.
I don't know who this person is, but I'm sure someone will know at some point in the city. I would probably avoid going into the lesser parts of the city, especially at night. I actually probably don't go out at night. It's not really. And he just pauses, reluctant to say safe, that the place is not safe at night, but he doesn't really want to admit that. But don't go into Undercliff as well. Oh, sorry, into the Underbridge. They may just. Yeah, they may. It's not a good place, especially if you're trying to represent myself. But other than that, yes, I don't know as Zanesha or who that person would be. Perhaps you can maybe find something. Ask about the city. Have you got any other leads? But thank you for your time and thank you for your service.
Hopefully, I'll be able to serenade you and.
I
your
think that's
wife for
okay.
dinner?
No, I think that's okay. No. Well,
Do you have a wife?
He's just not. No, go, no, no. Yeah.
We have house to go to. Clear out.
Yeah.
So
Should
close.
you require our services, you may send for us.
Yes. I'm sure the guards will be keeping an eye on you. I'm sure we'll be getting lots of notifications that there's goblins and hobgoblins and bugbear in the city. Oh, yay. That's not going to quell the unrest, is it?
If you need help quelling the unrest, you need only ask.
I think we're okay. If you can do what we ask, then that might help the situation quite significantly. We can find out the cause
Understood.
behind these murders. These many murders. Yeah.
May I make a request, sir?
You can try, but if it's anything close to what she made, pointing at Screech, it may be denied.
Understood. It is. Of course you may deny me. Might we have directions to the manor?
I'm sure anyone in the Noah district can point you. The new money people, they don't like to have street names or whatnot, so yeah, so they're not like us well-established families. It's all about the bloodlines.
Which
How do we recall
direction
it was
do
the
we go
city's
from
decision?
here?
Well, it's on the edge of the cliff.
Okay.
So, like most of the noble families are on the edge
Is
of the
it
cliff.
one of the walled estates?
Well, yes.
Ah. Okay, I saw those.
Just not the central one. That's mine.
Makes finding it easy.
And he just motions you to essentially be escorted out. Seems everything is dealt with.
Again, watch the horses carefully as I go.
The horses are no longer on the outside.
Oh, I look much more relaxed. Those
Surely
horses
I
are
will have a
lucky they're not here
proposal.
anymore.
Any day now.
I could have attacked them at any moment.
You know, that was really a horrible mayor. He deserves to be usurped.
It seems to be light on the populace. He lets them show unrest. He could be recruiting them, press them into service.
He doesn't even wish to do his own work. He can't
Look how
even
many-
read for himself.
Look how many people are in this city. You could turn it into a mighty army. What a
I
horde
can't
it would
read
be.
for myself either.
You know,
Hopefully,
Red, I think I know a wonderful decision. You try and run for mayor.
Boss will make great mayor.
When our horde is big enough, perhaps we'll take the city and I will declare myself its chieftain.
Oh boy.
I'm just.
And-
Hopefully, he has a lot of money. Do you think? I mean, I think that was very charming. I think I got to him.
Red's
wanted
mind appears
nothing
to
to
be
do with
elsewhere
you.
now. It will be difficult to press this many human slaves into an army. We'll need many whipmasters.
But I mean, I'm
We'll
very
need more
charming.
goblins.
I mean, I was telling him how great he was.
You were telling him how great you were. Pretty sure it was just how great you were. Nothing about him at all.
I'm pretty sure it must be hard to, lord over the peasants and stuff. That's close enough.
Perhaps he's not interested in women.
He certainly seemed to be the type of person that would likes to have a lot of people fawn over him.
Just not people like Screech.
How insulting.
But
All
Screech
right,
is type
so
of noble.
we head towards the walled estates,
Mhm.
and if there is somebody wandering the streets, I will actually. We need some directions. Can you help us?
I did say matter.
No.
Who could help us?
And they scream and run off.
I just shout, wait.
Still runs. just runs. Runs down the side alley and just tries to disappear.
Human, you'll have to get used to this, Sergeant. Humans fear us.
Yeah, this is gonna be difficult.
It is that subconsciously they know of their inferiority to us, and thus they fear us.
At least as you walk down the road, there's a crowd that seems to part. Like anyone walking down the road seems to walk off the road and go down the side alleys. And like if you're on the main road, that's what happens in this section of the town. But everyone is giving you a wide berth.
Okay, the next guard I see, I just say, where Kaijitsu Manor?
I don't... Okay. You can find a guard. Can I get a diplomacy check, please?
I just shout it.
Okay.
Just as soon as I see him, whether or not he sees me, I just say, where Kaijitsu Manor?
I don't know who are Kaijitsus.
Amikyo, where Amikyo's family lives. Or used to live. Point is.
There are a lot of people in this city.
Where is the manor that is
place
trying to be
that's abandoned.
repossessed?
The walled one on the cliff face. That's abandoned. Which one?
Well, you can see the walls ones on the cliff face. You can
Yep.
work your way
Which
down
one?
to there. There's what, five of them?
Which one?
You can go and investigate yourself which one.
Do you not know?
These humans
Okay.
are so stupid.
Yeah, let's
All right.
just look at the manors and see which one isn't being lived in.
We'll head to the end one first.
Okay.
We will inspect them in order,
Inspect them in
from
order.
left through right.
So as you get to the first manor, you notice that the gate, the rusted iron, like the iron gate, has started to rust. There's ivy on the walls, and you can see into the gardens are a little bit quite overgrown by now, and it looks like no one lives here.
We may have gotten lucky with our first inspection, but let's inspect the others to be certain.
Try key.
Oh, that's good idea, Sergeant.
Yes.
Smart one.
Nap did a smart.
Totally. You try the key.
and I'll look at the goblins and I'll be like, you could learn something from the sergeant.
Yeah. You try one of the keys that you have, and it opens. Opens the gate.
Mako said there might be squatters. If there are, they're to be removed in one piece.
Well, we could still keep them alive and remove a limb.
I mean, he's right. That would not kill them.
As long as they are off the property before they bleed out, it's fine.
Oh God, no. So are you
does
going
make
in
sense,
stealthy or are you going in loud?
Yeah. As soon as the gate is open, I'm just running towards the front door.
Okay, front door is closed.
All right.
Need
I'll walk
another
over.
key.
Yeah, I'll walk up, turn the key.
The door unlocks and opens with a creak.
Okay, as soon as it opens, I just jump in and just shout, whoever in here, get the fuck out.
That's one way to do it.
Moments later, you hear a screech from further in the manor, and you hear a crash of window glass somewhere in the manor.
I think they left.
You think that counts as breaking something?
Okay, so I look back into the front yard. Is anybody just running past?
You've as you look to the front, the grounds are overgrown, but you see there's someone trying to run past as soon as you turn away. Like you can just see them in trying to hide, and you get they're trying to run, but you're looking in their direction, and they're kind of hidden, but they're totally not behind one of the bushes.
Sergeant, remove them from the property.
Okay, I run towards them.
You run towards them, scream again, and a teenage girl runs and bolts and tries to climb the wall. And let's see if they're even successful at that. Somehow does climb the wall and scuttles over, catching the clothing on the top of the wall, and then you hear a thump as they hit the ground on the other side.
Well done.
Let's just go over and close the gate.
Yeah.
You can see a girl running down the street.
All right, let's do an inspection. Make sure there's no more.
You search around the house. It looks like it's been like people have lived here or squatted here on and off for a couple of years, but it's not really it's not been destroyed. It hasn't been vandalized. People have just not been upkeeping the place because they've been squatting.
Okay.
But otherwise, it's empty.
All right. Looks like we have some cleaning to do.
Amika said we didn't have to.
Start scrubbing.
What?
Less whining, more scrubbing.
Amika said we didn't have to.
A clean house is a mean house.
But she said just to make noise.
I'll find a room with a bed that'll fit me.
I think that's going to be kind of a hard one to do. I think the only bed that will fit you would be the Lord and Lady's master bedroom with the grand bed, because it'll be oversized, and that'd be probably the only one that'll fit you.
Well, that's your quarters. It's the big one.
But as you get in
Practically,
there,
that's the correct choice.
But as you get in there, Screech is already on the bed. Because it's the grand bedroom.
Get out of the sergeant's quarters.
I was here first.
Flibbs is just immediately looking for a study.
I'll grab Screech by the shirt and just hang Screech by a coat rack or something.
Hey! Put me down this instant! Fred! Get me off of this!
For me.
Sergeant Knapp, do it. Deal with Screech as you will. And I walk out, and I'll probably find like a broom closet or something, and then these will work fine for my quarters. No windows, no way in, easily defendable.
You'll find the servants' quarters.
I'll take Screech down from the and just place her outside the door.
She'll just start screeching. She's been screeching this whole time.
I'll pat Screech on the top of the head.
And once in a while, I will review to make sure that the goblins are cleaning. And if not, they get a drubbing until they start cleaning.
Flibbs is cleaning the study.
Yeah, as long as you look like you're cleaning.
Dusting the books.
It appears that Red doesn't notice the difference, but definitely you should look like you're cleaning. Look busy.
The study doesn't have much.
But Red is cleaning very efficiently.
Yeah. The study doesn't have much. It does have books. It has books on glassworking and of like how to run businesses and things like that. It's really, there's nothing super interesting in there. There's no stories. There's nothing. Of course, is going to be magical, but it's not really as interesting as what you would think. It seems to be very more functional than anything else, unfortunately, and it's a small study at that. There are servants' quarters, which I'm sure Red will requisition for himself because they're very basic and Spartan. And there's quarters for at least 4 other bedrooms that you can find your place to. The kitchen is got no food in there. If you explore the house, I have a plan
for that.
You explore the house, you'll find the basement and the wine cellar, which is mostly empty. Actually, is empty because of looters over the years.
Are there like any empty barrels down there? Like
it's more bottles. It's bottles.
No, I need
and
a
the
barrel.
bottles are empty.
No, okay.
Yeah, no barrel the size of a goblin. I didn't know what you were thinking for, but I'm thinking possibly for cleaning.
I'm thinking of something else.
Okay.
But I'll keep my eye open for any container
I'm the second
that's
most
large.
lavish bedroom.
Maybe there's a large kettle or something. I don't know.
Yep.
Out there.
You find a second largest bedroom, and it has paintings in the bedroom. It has paintings of some of the people you've seen before. One thing you also notice when you in the study flips, you notice that one of the couches in the study overlooks the city, and you've seen that window before and that couch before, and that's where the painting was made. So the painting was actually painted from sorry, wrong side. Yeah, I'm sorry, wrong thing. Too many manual houses in my brain. Yep. So yeah, you find a second largest bedroom. It's lavish, it's pretty, and I'm sure you're probably going to steal anything
hide under
shiny.
the bed. I hide under the bed so Red hopefully can't find me.
Occasionally you see him look in the bedroom, and of course he doesn't see you, so he just assumes you're off cleaning somewhere.
Cleaning elsewhere. Yeah. So what are you going to...
But I will note that the goblins do very poor cleaning because they're not making any progress at all.
Clean. No.
I'm the only one who's effective at cleaning around here.
No. They don't. We've kind of already said that they don't. Yeah. So it's essentially nighttime. What are you going to do? Are you going to go into the city, or are you going to just rest after you have been walking for several days?
I will then bring everyone outside, and I'll be like, all right, the garden is overgrown. This is good. We will pull these weeds and collect them. And when they rot, we will have food.
I'm not eating weeds.
Rotting weeds. They're not fresh yet. They're not cooked yet.
I'm still not eating them.
No eat grass. Not eat meat.
I would
Exactly.
sooner just burn them all away.
Burn them.
I'd rather
And they'll
burn them
never
as
rot.
well.
How are they going to rot if they're burnt?
I'd
That's the
rather
point.
eat fresh food, human food, than eat weeds, even if they are rotten.
I'd rather eat human food
I've
than any
clearly
rotten food.
spoiled you.
You eat them. I vote.
Well, I'm collecting some weeds and getting them and putting them together somewhere where they will stay damp and have lots of heat.
All right, I'll check the basement for rats or something.
No rats. Nope.
Human build house on poor place. No rat. No food.
Yeah, unfortunately, We'll find other food. Food that's not weeds.
Well, we could go out and see if sometimes the humans leave us offerings in the alleyways. Maybe they do so here too.
That's true.
Napsy stall with lots of meat.
I'll stay here, and you guys can go find food.
Nap tired. Do it tomorrow.
Yeah, everyone should turn in.
Just want to point out that goblins eat far more than any other race.
Mm.
They eat anything, but they eat constantly.
But apparently not rotting weeds.
Yeah.
I mean, Flibs most of the time probably is eating everything but the rotting stuff.
Flips is refined.
Refined.
Yeah.
And Screech is refined as well.
No, I wouldn't say
Yes, she is. Yes, she is.
that. Wouldn't even say it with quotation marks. No,
She's very refined.
no.
The most refined. More refined than Flibs. He wishes he could be as refined as Screech.
Flibs does not wish to be like Screech in any way.
He's secretly jealous. He's trying to hide it. He's jealous of how wonderful Screech is.
It's obvious what's going on. Flibs is in love with Screech. Anyone could see it.
He doesn't have nearly enough gold.
I'm not
You
saying he
have
would make
any
a
gold?
I'm not saying he would make a good husband, but his love for you is clear.
I
He doesn't have. He has 1 gold. He admits that.
really, right now, you're seeing about as well as Jabba.
Besides that,
Jabba.
he's not a noble. Jabba was another goblin with us. Don't know where they wandered off to.
Where did they go?
Ha!
I wonder if they wandered back in that house.
That did seem like a place Jabba would like. Evil Lich and all. But I'd have thought Baba Googog was in there.
Huh. Well, if anyone can make friends with that lich,
That is true.
It is true.
I mean, Java might think that it's Baba Googa.
very likely.
Well, it did grant Jabba sight momentarily, so possibly.
Yeah.
And it seems to enjoy human sacrifice, which Jabba would also appreciate.
Just anyone's sacrifice, really.
Yeah.
Yeah,
was
might
accepting yours.
eventually find Jabba again as a ghoul.
Yeah.
Or possessed by the Lich.
Yeah, I think something more
Possessed by-
possess him for.
Possessed.
Jabba
guess we'll find
becomes
out.
the second Skin Saw Man.
I mean,
Second?
Or further.
The skin saw goblin. Yeah.
I mean, we did wonder if it was Jabba at first who was committing the murders.
You totally did. You totally thought it was Jabba first, yes. You had to discount Jabba not being the primary suspect first. So the night, unless you're going out, are you going out on the town?
No.
No?
Oh, yes.
Yes?
No.
No?
No, I don't think so.
Maybe? What's
Nat
going
will
on?
just lie in bed and just snore loudly.
And that's before going to sleep.
Nap hears this as what you do to sleep.
And Screech will take up as much of her bed as possible, just splayed out.
Red has
She takes up
already
about
removed
a foot.
removed the bed from his quarters.
Really,
Well,
Flibs probably has a bed out of books in the study.
it's a comfortable
I
chair.
have a perfectly good bedroll.
Comfortable sitting chair
pillow
at
out
the,
of
at the
books.
desk. So the night is uneventful. In the morning, the rays come through the windows, the sunlight. The house is brightly lit. It's really uncomfortable, being this brightly lit and happy almost. It's surreal and strange. You hear people starting off the day. You don't hear any crows or anything like that, but it's just you're in a nice part of in a city which you probably shouldn't belong in. You still haven't eaten though.
All
I'm
right.
hungry.
Yep. Let's head out. Find some grub.
Find stall that sells meat again.
Their meat is always underripe. Humans like all their meat underripe.
They didn't
Not
really.
like-
Human food is
Not
pretty
like
good.
meat while still red.
Yeah, but there's no crawlies on it. Those are the best part.
You didn't really see any food vendors in the top city. You don't think that they would actually have, like, especially unripe food in the top city.
Where do they throw their trash?
Well, that's the thing. All this side of the city is like neat and clean, and like you
Yeah,
don't
they
even
must
see trash in
dispose
the
of it
alleys.
somewhere. Do they have receptacles or something?
You haven't seen.
Well, we take a look around. They've got to put their trash somewhere.
Ask a guard. Surely they know where they put their food.
Yeah, we'll ask a guard and like, where do we put our trash?
You're asking the guard this. He said, "Well,
Yeah.
you have bins to be put out, and they get collected, and they get disposed of.
When do we put them out?
Yeah, at night time. So in the morning, everything gets disposed of.
Each night?
Yes. Well, if you've got rubbish each night,
Excellent. Thank you.
is that all?
We appreciate your
Where's
assistance.
Where's a place to find food?
He looks at you and then rethinks, because you are still in Upper City. Says, I would suggest maybe heading down to the Bacon's Point, or maybe one of the taverns in Dockway.
All right.
That sounds-
lesser parts of
That
the city.
sounds reasonable. A tavern. We've eaten at taverns before.
May have trouble in a tavern. But that's lower city, they can deal with it. Good day.
All right. Yeah, let's go. And we'll head down to Dockway.
I'm starving.
Yeah, it
It
sounded like
seemed-
that guard wasn't sure if taverns sold food down there, but I'm sure most of them do.
It seems all good food, lower city.
Naturally.
They should have
Yeah,
some
we're gonna
nice fish.
And if we want any food from trash, we're gonna have to look at night. Apparently.
Yeah, we'll be out tonight, I think. We've got it all figured. I've got it all figured out, Screech. Don't worry.
You know, nobles will eat more food than poor people.
Today
What
we're
do
gonna
nobles eat?
have
these
to
things-
eat crappy human food, but tomorrow we'll eat proper food.
Well, some human food is quite good, like these things they call desserts.
Oh, those are the worst.
I'm rather fond of cheese, but that's hard to come by.
Cheese can be good, but it has to be the right kind of cheese.
The moldy stuff.
The green card.
The green is good, yes. You can usually smell it when it's starting to become good. The odor changes.
Right, cheese is good, but the desserts that the humans eat, especially the noble ones, are especially good.
No, they're all
So surely
sweet
there's a lot of
and
that in the
gross.
trash.
That's disgusting.
Also, after we find something to eat, don't you think we should find that house from Wolf Glove or whatever?
Foxglove?
Sure.
Yes.
Sure, one of those. So as you're heading down the escarpment, you can see the trade is already starting to move along the cliff edge. It's about halfway down. You can see in the distance across from the square. Actually, something you missed yesterday. There seems to be two large statues on the other side of the square down below, and they seem to be statues of wizards. Which, when you look at them as you're getting closer and closer, they seem to be almost identical in what they look like, and they're together as separate people, and they seem to be wizards. And again, you see people praying at the bases of the statue. But as you're about halfway down, you can start smelling food and alcohol from the cliff edge, as the building here seems to be is where the food smells are coming from.
Food. We go inside.
Yep.
Okay. So outside the building is the sign. Sorry, outside the building is like a sign there, but it's got like a drinking horn on the edge of the sign, but the drinking horn is actually a cutout of the sign itself. So there's no actual drinking horn, but it's the shape of a drinking horn on the sign. So this exceptionally seedy tavern stands as an excellent counterpoint to grander and well-respected other well-respected taverns, as good as any other example of the type of low-end drinking holes that seem to pop up and fail within a month. So pop up and fail on a monthly basis. So inside has full of colourful people already drinking, probably still drinking from the night before. You can smell foods which already smell to your palate, as in they're selling fresh, unfresh foods.
We found a good place.
And the inside, the patrons look very rough. Very, very violent is probably the best way in. And as you start entering, Screech walks in, and some people start looking at you, and then Flibs walks in, and you see people going to their weapons, like arms reaching across to their weapons. Red walks in, they pause, and then Nat walks in,
Looking a little bit.
and the hands go away from the weapons, and they go back to what their business is. And as you get to the bar, it's like, you're on your around town, what do you want?
Me.
You don't... Okay, that's not very
require
subtle.
We require your food. We could smell it from the street. It smelled appetizing.
Well, only the best for our clientele. So what meat do you want?
What do you got? You got fish?
Well, we don't have fish. It's kind of fish. It's from the ocean.
What kind of fish?
Well, that's exactly it. It's kind of fish from the ocean.
Well, that sounds good. We'll take 4 kinds of fish.
Yep. Would you like 4 legs as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, so some red meat too.
Yeah, I guess if it's red, that's fine.
Well, it had 4 legs, so it's you know it's good. Just the portions are small.
Oh, well then, we want big portions. What do you
Well,
have that has
you can have
big
lots
portions?
of small portions.
All right,
That's what I
I'll
mean.
pile them all up on one plate.
Yeah. So that'll be say, and looks over you, and then pauses again. Is like rethinks what they're thinking. Is like, yeah, okay, 1 copper each, as in not wanting to pick a fight just in case.
I hand him 4 coppers.
Because some of you have some money, some of you have some really nice
do.
items. Someone's even wearing a crown.
In fact,
But-
what I'll do is I'll hand him a silver,
Ooh,
and I'll say,
drinks too
pile
though.
those portions extra high, and make sure that meat is ripe.
Do you want the skin on?
We want the good stuff. We don't want the stuff you got in today. We want the stuff that's been properly aged.
Oh, you can keep the skin on if that helps.
Sure.
So about
Don't
5
overcook it. Humans always overcook stuff.
No problem.
Give me some actually properly cooked food, please.
So 1 properly cooked and 3 not.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. So they bring out rat, and it's got the skin still on. It's got the legs still on them to prove that it's got 4 feet. The heads are chopped off. For
Part you suck at true.
For Flibs, it's actually you can see that it's been like almost barbecued on a skewer, the fish, you don't really know what type of fish it is. It's certainly seafood, but it's something you've never seen before, and something you probably wouldn't usually willingly accept if you're part of civilized society. But it is slightly cooked at least.
Like, as soon as the dish is set down, Nap is already eating.
This is a good place.
Just try to grab a little bit and keep it by me. I'm a little worried that the Nap will take it. He's big, and bigger goblins eat more.
I did order us a lot of food.
Yeah.
Yeah. Flibs casts Detect Poison before he starts eating.
Cast detect poison. How much
Wants to
range
make
does
sure
that
it
have?
won't. That is a 5-foot cube, apparently.
Okay.
So it targets a 5-foot cube.
Yep. How long does it last? Was it just an instant?
Instantaneous.
Okay, so it doesn't last, just an instantaneous flicker of what's poisonous, what's not.
Yeah.
So you get a feeling that there's seems to be a poison sac in one of the pieces of fish, which is still in there. And you also, as same flicker, something behind you. Someone walking past behind you. There's a flicker near their, like on their waist where their weapon is, as they walk past.
Interesting.
I.e., someone's has a poison
Yeah.
blade. Yeah.
Yep.
But
You
if-
might want to avoid that fish.
Is that one bad?
Poisonous.
I don't want to eat anything poisonous.
I won't eat it.
Will Nap.
Nap will say, poison. Ah, just throw it out the window.
Okay. Let's start that then. Let's get the tokens up and let's get some initiative going. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Food fight.
Food fight from outside, that's more of a vicious fight than food. So you throw it out the window, you hear a, hey!
Get a smack as it hits a guard in the side of the head.
No, just a person walking past. Just a person walking past, and you hear a scream, but there's no further response. as you think that they don't want to mess with people in that tavern.
Mm.
I don't think the humans like having poisonous fish thrown at them.
And so you
You're
have,
right, boss.
have a big breakfast to
Yep.
compensate for last night's lack of dinner.
All right, we fill up. And then I assume this Foxglove Manor will be in the upper district.
Yeah.
So let's head back up.
Yep.
That's
Right.
a good walk.
Look at painting.
Look at the painting
Yeah.
with the
It-
gizzards.
There's the it shows the background of the city, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah, so we might be able to determine where it is in the city from that,
Um,
or approximate.
would it be survival or would it be knowledge local?
Yes. Knowledge local.
Yeah. Knowledge local. There's going to be penalties because you're not really from here, but you've got at least some idea of the city.
Actually, there is knowledge geography.
That would be the same.
Hmm.
There'll be penalties if you want to do the roll.
Yeah.
Because, again, you only just came to the city yesterday. So you don't know which district it is, but it's certainly upper. Just from the style of the houses and the brickwork, and how clean it seems to be in the background. It's and also it seems like that would be where most likely a noble villa would be. Would be upper. Again, you pass what seems to be 2 statues of mages at the base of the cliff face, and you just ignore them and walk on.
It's just 2 humans.
Yep.
Eh?
Libs is slightly interested, but we've got some more important things to do.
Yep. And remember that that +1 to spellcaster checks only has like 12 hours left. Got to get the use of those up.
I don't think I can even use that skill. I think it's trained only, and I'm not.
I'll allow it as a train for 12 hours.
Okay, so yeah, I now have a bonus of 0.
Yeah. Pretty much. So you head up to the upper city. Which district are you going to? Alabaster, capital or Naos? Or Naos?
Where's Naos?
That's the district where you were.
Okay.
So I'll write on the map to show you. So this district here is the Naos district.
Okay.
So there is a dotted line there, but I think it might be on the GM layer.
Well, we're going to start... Yeah, I guess we'll start at the top of the... I forget what it's called. The pathway up to the capital district.
Yep.
We'll start asking around who's heard of Foxglove Estate.
Okay. So as you start searching around and start asking around, I'll give you some ideas of what's in the area as well. There's a lot of buildings in this area. E3, E2. There we go.
Would this count as using diplomacy to gather information?
This is pretty much that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Diplomacy, intimidation, persuasion, whatever your style is, you can, yeah. Of course, red goes for intimidate.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, in the area, so one of the tallest one of the tallest structures in the city is a 10-story cylindrical monument right here, and because this is the area you're starting to walk around and ask questions. As a 10-story monument, it very much sticks out in this area. It's almost like similar to like the linear powered tale pizza, where it's like got arches all around and like little stories every way up. It is straight, it's not leaning. But when you in the area, you also notice that there's like bones. You can see bones inside as you're walking around, and you can see bones in different stories in there. And everyone just seems to just accept it. Another building in the area near the bridge is called the Goblin'Lords, and you see out front 2 large stone warriors, 15 foot tall, essentially outside the front door, looking over the street. And what else is in the area? That's about it for the moment. So that's also what you find out in the area as well. But you find out that it's not in this district; it's in the Niol district, or sorry, Naos district. But they can't really tell you exactly where the house is. All you can get told is the district. There's a lot of doors.
Yeah.
Well, we'll head to that district, and then we'll start asking around from there.
Okay. So you're going to go to the main road?
We'll start there, yeah.
So the main road that's essentially this one here. Well, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So you start going the main road, start asking questions. A lot of people can't tell you. A lot of people struggle to tell you. But eventually, with questions and with a lot of time, we're talking about half the day of talking and trying to get people. A lot of people are still very much scared of you and run away. The guard seem to know that you're here and don't pay you any heed. And when the guard are in sight and people see you, they often will run to the guard, and the guard speak to them, and they seem to what is it? Just lessen the panic of the local population. But it does seem like you are very much out of place. But eventually, after about half a day of asking, you do get essentially pointed in the right direction. To the Foxglove Manor. Or townhouse at that. There you go. Ta-da!
We will head there.
Yep.
Found it.
Yay! Just took half a day. There was other ways of finding it, but you just did the simple one of asking. And I think... so you go to the manor. And I've got a thing to actually bring up here somewhere. There you go. So how are you approaching the manor? It's got gates at the front. Oh, sorry, it's got double doors at the front. And if you do a scouting around the outside, which I'm sure you will, it seems to have a garden behind, which is walled, and a gate into the garden.
Do we have key for this one?
I think we should stay out of this one until we find out what's inside. We do know that we don't know when that letter was written. The Flibs. Do you think you could get in there and take a look around?
Another note is that the windows on the first floor, it's a 3-story building, are all boarded up.
Oh. All right, that would suggest that something's happened here. I think we should head in a stealthy manner.
I could also create an illusion of Foxglove guy.
I wouldn't make an illusion of him out here. That will cause attention.
I mean, how was he expected to even get here? He was told to come here and he looked like that? It's ridiculous.
Maybe he could look more like he did before? Maybe?
I've no idea how he looked before.
I don't really remember like he's
He was
human.
quite ugly before. He looked, like a human. All humans look alike. All right.
So now I guess sneak in.
Yes, let's sneak in.
Sneak in.
Front or back?
Well, generally when
Or
you
sneak into the garden.
you go through the back, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry for coughing into the mic. I didn't mute it. Well, the mute didn't work. So you go. So you head around the back. Even the back seems to be like you'll be visible. Even trying to sneak into the back.
Perhaps we should wait till nighttime.
You noticed last night that the streets in this sector, or in this district, are quite well lit. Even the alleys.
But what about pedestrians? Are there many?
It's not a main street, but there's people walking around still.
At night, are there people walking around?
At night, you didn't really have a look around at the night time, but you could see out the windows obviously that there was lights on all the streets.
I think we should wait till nighttime and see if the opportunity is better.
Good idea, boss.
Something was mentioned. Someone did say, "Do we have a key?"
Yeah.
You do
We
have some
two
keys.
keys. Yeah.
Huh?
I was going to suggest trying the keys on the gate to the garden.
All right.
Yep. You try the small of the two keys, the one with the opal. Doesn't seem to work, but the other key does, and unlocks the gate.
Apparently,
All
we
right.
do have a key to this place.
Very useful. Now, should we enter?
Well, we're inside the gate. We might as well let into the house.
And sneak in we go, I suppose.
Yeah, we're gonna
Sneaky.
get quiet.
All right, I'll try to be quiet.
Yeah.
So just getting the map set up. If my Roll20 works. So you enter. It's not working at the moment. So you enter into a small gated garden. There's a. There we go. Move that to here. There's a rough garden path made of cobblestones on the ground. And let's change that because that didn't work. Yep. AC. Try it again. AC. There's a rough garden path, and there seems to be an outbuilding to your left as you're coming in. Sorry, to your right as you're coming in off the back garden street, and there's almost a gazebo or almost an awning over the back door. I'll give you the map now. There you go.
There we are.
All right. What is this thing? Oh, that's our bugbear.
Oh, sorry, wrong one.
Okay.
Oh, no, that's the bugbear, yeah.
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 We don't have
Sorry, it's
artwork
just
for
such
it.
a different style of art. I'm like,
I
what?
know. I know the artist that we've used for all the character art is currently not taking commissions, and I'm like, oh, trying to work around it.
All right.
So yeah, little garden path. There seems to be an outbuilding.
All right. So I'm
will-
guessing
Should we
the
head over to
gate
this
is
one?
up above us to the north.
Yep.
All right.
Check this door over here.
Yep.
The door is closed and the door seems locked. Or door.
Do
locked.
any of the keys fit?
Yes. The key fits the door.
Open it up.
There you go. So you open up to find what seems to be a small
Oh.
storeroom.
It's a okay.
Looks like
let's
it
see what's
hasn't
in
been
there.
used for a while. The goods here have been decaying, and just haven't been used for probably maybe a month, maybe a month or maybe two.
All right, we'll take this stuff with us when we go. The humans won't want it anymore, so it's not stealing.
Well, it's been abandoned anyways.
That's all right. Belongs to nobody.
You can see the garden's overgrown, not as bad as the manor you're currently staying at, but it's overgrown. You can see the weeds starting to grow and starting to take root.
Okay. Check the key on this door. Well, first I'll check to see if the door's locked.
Scratch, you want to actually max out your hit points because you would have been healed by now.
Oh yeah, forgot about that. Let's see. Ta-da.
I feel like that means there might be a combat soon.
No, never. I just noticed it because we haven't had tokens really for this entire time. So yes, that unlocks.
Okay, open it up.
Okay. Oops, that didn't work. Okay, let's go individually. So you open up the back door. There you go for both doors. And you can see inside what looks to be a small dining room.
Okay. All right, follow me. Well, actually, I'm going to be quiet. I don't say that. 'Cause I'm do this.
Are you quiet? Because you haven't really said anything about being quiet all this time.
Yeah, yes, we're being quiet.
Oh, no,
we did mention that a couple times.
I don't know. I haven't seen any stealth rolls.
Well, you didn't call for them.
Yeah. Yeah, can I have some
Alright,
stealth
I
rolls
guess-
then?
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Ooh, you're not good at stealth.
That was with a
Yeah.
5.
Oh, and I still have that sickened condition.
Yeah, that would have. No, that's there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
That's it's not permanent, but it's long lasting. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. Totally forgot that you still had second. That's right. As you enter, the doors creak as you open the doors, as if they haven't been used for a while, which they haven't. But you start walking in. It's like, oh, we've got guests. Leisha, we've got guests. Let's get some food ready for our guests. Please come in. Come in. And that's where we're going to end it.
Ooh.
Oh, and I will also say, it sounds like a very familiar voice. But we'll end it there. Those that are watching can kind of read the name tags of the people on the map. So that's a thing. But we'll cover the map so you can't see it too much longer. So we'll leave it there and we'll recommence next week. Not that there's a combat or anything, it's just something different.
Dinner.
Well, they've got guests coming in. So thank you everybody for watching. It's been great. I know there hasn't been any combats or any violence or explodings.
Not every session can be perfect.
Not every session can be an almost TPK like last one. And that was before the big bad guy. So, thank you for joining us, Reaper.
right.
Some amazing one-liners. Just,
I think you're gonna fit in.
I think you're going to fit in
I'll-
quite well. Yeah,
Yeah, I'll see if I can keep it up.
yeah. This is
I'm
a
pretty
long
sure
campaign.
all Nap does is one-liners.
It's a
And
long
somehow
campaign
Nap
for that.
has become probably the smartest one in the party.
Like, have you got keys? Like, yes, you do have keys. Yeah, I know myself, like, playing a dumb character when you, like, but I know I have to point this out to everyone else to mention something. Yeah, sometimes you just have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a common trope actually for the one that's not smart to actually have the most common sense, right?
It totally happens. So yeah, that's our show for the day. We'll be back next week. We are going to have our Saints and Sinners recommence not tomorrow but the day after. So we're going to have just a chatting and some gameplay tomorrow. If I get the bits and pieces, the overlays artwork for Saints and Sinners, I'll be spending tomorrow designing and making up an entire overlay, which I'll do that live because that's always different, and I like to put the time in for those things so you can see how I do it. But yeah, this was really good, and
Yeah. I don't know if I should plug this, but tomorrow night I am running a one-shot, Gathering of Nerds. We're returning with the weekly one-shots for the year.
yeah. So usually I would be prepping while I'm watching that in the background, although recently the prepping was too much and I just had to not watch the shows, unfortunately, so I missed a lot of them. But they're really great. I highly recommend if you want a great bunch of people in person. It's very weird group, Gathering Nerds, with Emmy as well. And every week it's a one-shot with Out of the Hat. Person gets the GM is Out of the Hat, and the theme is Out of the Hat too.
Yeah. So right now we planned to do the Christmas one shot, but that was cancelled. So it is now going to be a New Year's one shot.
Still late, but all good.
Yeah.
All good. But yes, I have no problem with promoting yourself, and that's what we usually do for the outros anyway. And so similar thing, Trent Monk. Where can people find you? And just release another video.
YouTube. Yeah, they can find me on YouTube at Treat Monk's Temple. If you like optimizing characters, that's the channel for you.
Yep, and you pretty much release a video the night before every one of these episodes.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Well, if you're in North America, it's the same day, actually.
Yeah, for me it's the night before. Yeah. So what was the last one released? What was the?
This morning. It was went over the double-bladed scimitar from Eberron and how we can make that effective.
Yep. And Ursame?
I'm Ursame, and you can find me at Ursame Arts on Twitter and Instagram, where I post art and stuff.
Yep. And Wayward, you have got nothing happening yet? Aww. Need to get
So sad.
enthusiasm, something happening. Yay.
I don't.
That's okay.
Yeah,
It's okay.
I got nothing.
My life is empty apart from this. This is my entire... Well, this and my little goblin is my entire life, so that's... Yeah. That's all I'm
I have
doing.
no social media things. I do nothing.
It's okay. It's
I'm
okay.
unknown to the internet.
We're all jealous of you.
I don't know. I cancelled my my Facebook years ago, and it was it was a good thing.
Yeah.
Spent 12 months with Facebook emailing me saying to come back. All these people wanted to to be my friends? I'm like, no. So yeah, really, they used to be really bad with that. Hey, Drake and Oakleaf, you want to play? Well, we're just actually finishing up our adventure. Well, not the adventure, but our session today. And we are looking for players, although we are very cautious of that as well. You can find us on Roll20. That should be looking for groups in there anyway. But again, very cautious on getting players in. It's because it's a live show. We want to get the best people in, and yeah. Anyway, but we are doing our show 2 days time. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for everyone for watching. It's been fun. It's been great, and having Game Reaper come in for our very first session with him. It's awesome.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, everyone.
Yes. So we'll be back next week, and we'll find a raid. Hopefully I've got the credits roll working. I'm not totally sure. I was kind of arranging the overlay as we were getting ready this morning. Working. Whoop. That's something bad. That was bounce back. Sorry. So we're going to do a raid. See if we can find someone playing Pathfinder. Which looks like that's the Pathfinder thingy. And we've got official Paizo have got doing something. That wasn't exactly what I wanted, but hey, let's actually raid Paizo, because they're the people that made this game, and show them our love and be big and happy, and yeah. So bye everybody. We'll be back next week. Bye.